All right, so I will give praise, esteem, and honor to Abba and Shamayim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. We pick this up in John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life, and there they which testify of me. You will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come by Abba's name, and you receive me not. But no shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe that you receive honor one from another, and not the honor that comes from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you to Abba. There's one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. If you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? All esteem and praise to Abba and Shamayim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Let's go to Proverbs 14 and 30. A sound heart is the life of the flesh. 2 Chronicles 24 and 12. Shalom, Brother Shaul. Shalom, Brother Marvin, man. And the king and Yehoiada gave it to such did the work of the service of the house of Yahuwah, and the hired masons and carpenters to repair the house of Yahuwah, and also such as wrought iron and brass to mend the house of Yahuwah. So the workmen wrought, and the work was perfected by them, and they set the house of Elohim in his state and strengthened it. Shalom. Come on, Deuteronomy 28 and 1. Peace, Brother Nate. Deuteronomy 28 and 1.
And it shall come to pass, if you shall hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahuwah your Elohim, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command you this day, that Yahuwah your Elohim will set you on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on you and overtake you, if you shall hearken unto the voice of Yahuwah your Elohim. Baruch you in the city, Baruch you in the field. Baruch the fruit of your body, and the fruit of your ground, and the fruit of your cattle, the increase of your kind, and the flocks of your sheep. Baruch your basket and your store. Baruch you when you come in, and Baruch you when you go out. Yahuwah shall cause your enemies that rise up against you to be smitten before your face. They shall come out against you one way and flee before you 7 ways. Yahuwah shall command the blessing upon you in your storehouses, and in all that you set your hand unto. He shall baruch you in the land which Yahuwah your Elohim give you. Yahuwah shall establish you a Kadash people unto himself. As he have sworn unto you, you shall keep the commandments of Yahuwah your Elohim and walk in his ways. All the people of the earth shall see that you are called by the name of Yahuwah, and they shall be afraid of you. Yahuwah shall make you plenteous in goods, and the fruit of your body, and the fruit of your cattle, and the fruit of your ground, and the land which Yahuwah sware unto your fathers to give you. Yahuwah shall open unto you his good treasure, Shamahim, to give the rain unto your land in its season, to baruch all the work of your hand. You shall lend unto many nations, you shall not borrow. Yahuwah shall make you the head and not the tail. You shall be above only, you shall not be beneath. And that you hearken unto the commandments of Yahuwah your Elohim, which I command you this day, to observe and to do. You shall not go aside from any of the words which I command you this day, the right hand or the left, to go after other gods to serve them.
That's it, man. Psalms 41 and 1 again.
Baruch he that consider the poor, Yahuwah will deliver him in the time of trouble.
Yahuwah will do what?
Preserve him
and do what?
Keep him alive.
And he'll be what?
Baruch upon the earth.
He'll be baruch where?
Upon the earth.
And he won't deliver him unto the will of who?
Of his enemies.
1 Corinthians 15, verse 17. Now hold on, pause. Go back to Genesis 49 and 20. Shalom, Sister Gwen.
Out of Asher his bread fat, he shall yield royal dainties. Naphtali a hind let loose, he give goodly words. Joseph a fruitful bow by a well, whose branches run over the wall.
Notice that the person who is happy is the individual. You got happy, then you got he that has prevailed, and he that prevailed is coming behind Elohim is taking away my reproach. Proverbs 14 and 34.
Righteousness exalt a nation, but sin or reproach to any people.
So remember, you can see this in Genesis 30 as forth as when you read what Rachel says, that Elohim is taking away my reproach. Romans 15 and 1 on general principle.
We then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak, not to please ourselves. Let every one of us please neighbor, for it's good to edification. For even Mashiach pleased not himself, but as it is written, the reproaches of them that reproach you fell on me.
Let's read it again.
For even Mashiach pleased not himself, but as it is written, the reproaches of them that reproach you fell on me.
Shalom, Brother Robert. Psalm 69. Let's look at where he got that from. Just on general principle. I ain't got that page in my book, so just tell me what verse 4 say.
They that hate me without a cause.
They what?
Hate me without a cause.
Now, see, I'm glad that we read that there, right? Because these niggas had me. Shalom, brother Ernest. These niggas were pissing me off. These niggas on the internet are the most evil, no good, sanctimonious douchebags I'm talking about I've ever seen in my entire life. Because for the entire week, these stupid idiots have been arguing about if this man sinned or not. That's what these niggas talking about. I want you to go to Matthew chapter 12. What's happening with you, Yasha, man? I want you to go to Matthew chapter 12, man. Tell me what verse 20 say. We hold in Genesis 49, Psalm 41, Romans 15, and Psalm 69. But I want you to come over here to Matthew 12, man. Let me make so I ain't wasting no time. Matthew 12 and 1. Come on with it, because 20 would have had his way out of bounds.
At that time, Yahushua went on the Shabbat day through the corn, and his disciples were hungry and began to pluck the ears of corn and to eat.
Paul, give them Deuteronomy 23 and 25. Why they doing this?
When you come into the standing corn of your neighbor, then you may pluck the ears with your hand, but you shall not move.
Back me up to 20, just on the hop. Just so I make sure we don't leave nothing out in context.
Unto a stranger you may lend upon usury, but unto your brother you shall not lend upon usury, that Yahuwah Elohim may baruch you in all that you set your hand to the land where you go to possess it. Mm-hmm. You shall vow a vow unto Yahuwah Elohim, you shall not slack to pay it, for Yahuwah Elohim will surely require it of you, and it will be sin in you.
See, a lot of people be talking, we don't talk about that. When you make a vow, you swearing on Yahuwah, you saying as Yahuwah live. See, I done had conversations with people about this before, namely women who got offended because I said I didn't do any vows at my wedding. I say, make vows for what? I say, nigga, consequently, if I didn't do it, that means my old lady didn't do it either. You know what I'm talking about? And they be like, why would I need to swear before God about what it is I'm going to do if I say I serve God? There should not be any need for me to do that. Because that man did read Deuteronomy 23 and 21 again.
When you shall vow unto Yahuwah your Elohim, you shall not slack to pay it, for Yahuwah your Elohim will surely require it of you, and it will be sin in you.
So whatever you vow to this man, boy, you got to do that. And if you don't pay it, that man gonna take it out your behind. You know what the Lord told you though. Let your yes be yes, and your no be no. Continue, verse 22.
But if you shall forbear the vow, it shall be no sin in you.
See, you heard what he said? He said, but if you don't do it, you ain't committed no sin. See, the sin come in there. That's why he told you some people like he telling people not to vow. He told you swear on his name. This is what you think your law said, you jackass. This is where he got it from. Of course, you know Solomon told you not to do it. That man said you not sinning. If this is the same thing the Lord get what the Lord said, man. Matthew chapter 5. Make sure we're in the right place, man. Matthew 5 and 33. Come on with it.
Again, you have heard that it have been said by them of old time, you shall not forswear yourself, but shall perform unto Yahuwah your oath.
That's what your law just said, did it not? Mm-hmm. Now listen to what he said.
But I say unto you, swear not at all, neither by Shamahim, for it is Elohim's throne.
Nor by what?
The earth, for it is his footstool. Neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king.
Neither shall you what?
Swear by your head, because you cannot make one hair white or black. But let your communication be yea, yea, or no, no, for whatsoever is more than these come of evil.
He just told you what your law said, man. Say you ain't sinned if you ain't did it. Come on back to Deuteronomy 23, man. 23 and 22. God bless Brother Smoke.
But if you shall forbear to vow, it shall be no sin in you. That which is gone out of your lips you shall keep and perform, a free will offering, according as you have vowed unto Yahuwah Elohim, which you have promised with your mouth.
Notice what he said a vow is. Tell him what a free will offering is. He told you a vow is a free will offering. That means ain't nobody compelled you to do that. You did that on your own.
That's not a voluntariness of free will offering.
You volunteered. Hold on. You got noon, dalit, bot, and hay. Voluntariness, of course, a free will offering, free will, voluntary, spontaneous. So if you got noon and dalit, you can already see that hanging is bringing forth life, or that hanging to the house, you can behold life. Why? John 10 and 17. Make it 10 and 15.
As the Abba know me, even so know I the Abba, and I lay down my life for the sheep.
I lay down my life for who?
For the sheep.
That's a free will offering. Go ahead.
Other sheep I have, which are not of this fold, them also I must bring. They shall hear my voice. There shall be one fold and one shepherd.
That's not the Gentiles here. This is Ezekiel 37. That's making the house of Yasharal one. You have to know the word, man. 1 Kings 11, you know that Yasharal was split. Ezekiel 23 lets you know that Yasharal was two. It's taking you back to what it was in the beginning because Jacob only wanted Rachel. He didn't want Leah. He had two wives. He made his wife one. This is not excluding the Gentiles. That's just this verse ain't talking about them. You know what I'm talking about? That's not who he referring to. Read it again.
Saying, other sheep I have, which are not of this fold, them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice.
Remember what we read? He said, the sheep of my pasture are men, or Adam, referring to the house of Yasharal. Continue.
They shall hear my voice. There shall be one fold and one shepherd.
Ain't that what Ezekiel 37 say? Continue.
Therefore do my Abba love me, because I lay down my life that I might take it again.
That's a free will offering. Continue.
No man take it from me, but I lay it down to myself.
This is a free will offering. Continue.
I have power to lay it down. I have power to take it again. This commandment have I received of my Abba.
The reason why we're dealing with this here because he obeyed, the blessings come. And we've been working to get to the blessing of the field or the blessings of the deep from Genesis 49. Come on back to Deuteronomy 23 and 23.
That which is gone out of your lips, you shall keep and perform a freewill offering, according as you have vowed unto Yahuwah your Elohim, which you have promised with your mouth. When you come into your neighbor's vineyard, then you may eat grapes.
When you come into your neighbor's what?
Vineyard, then you may eat grapes, your fill at your own pleasure.
But you should not do what?
Put any in your vessel.
So you can sit there and eat as many grapes as you want. You just can't take none with you. Come on.
When you come into the standing corn of your neighbor, then you may pluck the ears with your hand. But you should not move a sickle unto your neighbor's standing.
You can pluck as many pieces of corn as you want, but you can't cut no stalks down and take them with you. Come on back to Matthew chapter 12. Now, this is what these, and the fact that these niggas walk around talking about he's sinning to break the Sabbath, these niggas wicked as hell. And you know why these niggas wicked as hell and why I hate all these niggas and why you hear me say what I say? Because these pussy niggas would rather you starve than talk about you kept the Sabbath. Exodus 34 and 6 on general principle. That's why I hate these niggas, man. These niggas will sit and talk to you about the word all blue day in the face and then sit down and have this stupid, asinine, idiotic conversation. These niggas ought to go to hell because they don't have any of these. It's Exodus 34 and 6.
It's saying Yahuwah passed by before him and proclaimed, Yahuwah Elohim, merciful and gracious.
He's what?
Merciful and gracious.
He's what?
Merciful and gracious.
What else?
Long suffering.
What else?
Abundant in goodness and truth.
What else?
Keeping mercy for thousands. Forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin.
Now come on back to Matthew 12 and 1 and let's see what's going on.
At that time, Yahushua went on the Shabbat day through the corn, and his disciples were hungry and began to pluck the ears of corn and to eat.
See, they say the Lord did it, but the book said it's the disciples who did it. Now look at what he said.
But when the Pharisees saw, they said unto him, behold, your disciples do that which is not lawful to do upon the Shabbat day.
Now let's look at Exodus 20 and 9, and let's see what they trying to say it's unlawful for these men to do. I'm gonna tell you, man, a lot of see this is how you know these niggas think the law gonna get them a blessing, but you wicked as hell. Because what type of nigga would see somebody clearly, if you know your law, you know that cornstalk and that vineyard is there for a man who's traveling, who's hungry. That's what it's there for. And for a nigga to open his mouth to say something to you, that nigga is the worst type of individual on the earth. That nigga's a scumbag. This nigga is mildew. This nigga is terrible. Because you know this man hungry, that's why he eating it. Come on, man.
6 days shall you labor and do all your work, but the seventh day, the Shabbat of Yahuwah your Elohim, you shall do none.
Them niggas said that's work because you plucking food to eat. Go ahead, man.
You, nor your son, nor your daughter, your manservant, nor your maidservant, nor your cattle, nor your stranger that is within your gates. For in 6 days,
brother Omar,
Yahuwah made Shamahim in the earth.
Listen. Let me ask y'all a question, man. What type of work did that man say you can't do on the Sabbath? So I'm going to show you how much these niggas don't know their law and they all going to hell. What type of work he said you couldn't do on the Sabbath? I'm going to see how well you know your law. What type of work he said you can't do on the Sabbath? No, that ain't what the law says. Brother Marvin got it. Mika got it. Servile work. Let's turn around and let's see what that means. I got it. Leviticus 23. I just need you to tell them what servile means. Leviticus chapter 23. I'll start at verse 1. Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the sons of Yasharal, and say unto them, the feast of Yahuwah, which you shall proclaim to be Kadash convocations, these my feasts. 6 days shall work be done. But the 7th day, the Shabbat of rest, a Kadash convocation, you shall do no work. It, the Shabbat of Yahuwah, in all your dwellings. Tell them what work is in verse 3, man.
That's Malakah. That's occupation, work, or business.
Your occupation, work, or business. Is it an occupation, work, or business to get something to eat? I didn't think so. Let's continue. These, the feasts of Yahuwah, Kadash convocations, which you shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th of the first month at even, Yahuwah's Passover. On the 15th day of the same month, the feast of unleavened bread unto Yahuwah. 7 days you must eat unleavened bread. In the first day you shall have a Kadash convocation. You shall do no servile work therein. Tell them what servile work therein is, man.
That's Abudah. That's labor or service.
Labor or service. Who are they serving by getting something to eat? What labor are they doing by getting something to eat? And the fact that niggas is arguing this in 2024 show that these niggas are wicked as hell. Do y'all know what he said the only work that a man could do on the Sabbath? You know what he said in your law, the only work that a man could do on Sabbath? Hold on, I got to remember the verse. It's in my brain. Go to Exodus 12. Read them verse 15 and listen to what your law say.
7 days shall you eat unleavened bread. Even the first day you shall put away leaven out of your houses.
Mm-hmm.
Whosoever eat leavened bread
I
from the first
you,
day.
bro. I'm doing the same for you, my G. Come on.
From the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Yasharol. In the first day, a Kadash convocation. In the 7th day, there shall be a Kadash convocation unto you. No manner of work shall be done in
No
them.
matter what?
No manner of work.
What's the only work they can do?
Save that which every man must eat.
Every man must what?
Must eat.
Must what?
Must eat.
So these niggas ought to burn in hell.
That only may be done of you.
These niggas ought to burn in hell. These goofy, wicked, pussy niggas talk about this man word every day, running their goddamn mouth, and the law condemning them for running their mouth, talking about he sinned for picking corn, when the book say the only thing on the Sabbath a man can do is eat. That's why I told you if a nigga tell you can't cook on the Sabbath, he a damn lie. What the hell you sitting in the house eating cold cuts for, man? That's a feast day, nigga. The man told you the only work you can do on that day is what? Eat. How else you gonna eat unless you cook it? They ain't had no refrigerators then, nigga. They wasn't eating manna when they came in the land, boy. You thought they just sat around looking at each other? Man, I told these niggas this morning, they talking about, oh, you just upset because your mama died. Nah, nigga, you niggas ain't never heard me talk like this because I don't talk like this on this app. Nigga, I talk like this on this camera, and I talk like this when this camera off. I hate you niggas, because you niggas will go out there in the street and see a man who hungry and say, it's the Sabbath. I can't go buy you something to eat, but I'm going to tell you an Israelite. I hope you go to hell. You unmerciful, faithless, wicked, lacking grace and compassion, unmerciful bastard. You understand me? I hate all you niggas, man. You niggas don't love God. You ain't keeping no instructions, nigga. Because there's no way in the world that you would tell somebody you represent the living Elohim and let them go home hungry. Absolutely, it's no way. How you gonna tell me the love of God in you and you'll do that to me? I gotta keep the commandments, brother. It's the Sabbath day. I ought to slap you with a Sabbath, nigga. Read them James chapter 2, man, for these wicked niggas who's gnashing on their teeth. And when I say I hate you niggas, I mean that from the depths of my soul. And please don't think because my mama died, that's why I'm talking like this. I'm talking like this because these niggas enraged me. And they had the nerve to talk about this for 3-4 days. Oh, she said that. Well, praise Yahuwah. Oh, absolutely you can. I'm gonna tell you this here because I don't talk about it too often. Oh yeah, one year, man, on the atonement, man, shoot, nigga was outside, man, nigga ain't had no food. You think a nigga like, nah, bro. Nigga, I went to Burger King and bought them people some food, man. You know what I'm talking about? And I started to say something to any Hebrew who got a problem with it. If you from New York City, then just you go ahead and put in your brain what I tell them niggas if that's how you feel about it. And I mean that disrespectfully. Because you got to be one wicked nigga to look a man in his face and tell him I can't feed you because it's the Sabbath. I can't break God's commandment. You just broke it, you stupid bastard. That's right, Eve, man. Wrong with you niggas, man. I don't even know why that's a conversation, but it's a conversation because you niggas don't know the law. Because you niggas don't know the law. Because when you read that Matthew 12, you're supposed to know in your law that's what it's there for, because you're hungry. If you know your law, you know servile work means literal work that you're doing for service. If you're doing something for service, you intended to get paid. It's work to get something to eat. These whole niggas had the nerve to say this man was breaking the Sabbath by healing people. As if Yahuwah take days off from being merciful. What's wrong with these niggas, man? And y'all listen to these niggas. That's the part I don't understand. Y'all listen to these niggas, man. How is y'all listening to niggas who telling you to their face they don't give a damn about you? Make that make sense. You hate yourself that much, man? You don't love yourself? So you believe God don't love you. That's why you listen to these goofball, corny behind niggas, man. The junk don't make sense. Come on, bro.
Say, my brethren, have not the faith of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach of esteem with respect.
No, drop down to verse 10 and tell me what it say.
Say, for whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend in one, he is guilty of all. Mm-hmm. For he that said, do not commit adultery, said also, do not kill. Mm-hmm. Now, if you commit no adultery, yet if you kill, you are become a transgressor of the law. Mm-hmm. So speak you and so do, as they that shall be judged by the law of liberty. Mm-hmm. For he shall have judgment without mercy, that have showed no mercy.
He said he'll have judgment for who?
Without mercy. That
without
showed,
what?
Without mercy.
Oh,
that have showed no mercy.
And mercy. Have shown no what?
That have showed no mercy.
Shown no mercy. Why?
And mercy rejoice against judgment.
Mercy rejoice against what?
Against judgment.
Oh, my Lord. Come on. He said, what profit, my brethren?
Though a man say he have faith and have not works.
Can what?
Faith save him?
If a brother or sister
be naked.
Now notice he talking about somebody who in the word now. Not just a homeless person. Not just a stranger. But somebody who in the word, my nigga. Listen what he say.
If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in shalom, be warmed and filled, notwithstanding you give them not those things which are needful to the body, what profit?
That means you are unmerciful bastard, and ain't no mercy gonna rejoice against judgment for you. Because your faith is worthless, nigga. But y'all always want to scream faith without works is dead, is keeping commandments. No, nigga, your faith is supposed to activate the character of God in Exodus 34. You not eating pork ain't got nothing to do with that man's character. You nigga can talk about all these commandments and you ain't got a tap of compassion in your soul, nigga. You ain't got no mercy in you. You ain't got no goodness in you. You ain't got nothing in you. And you wonder why you ineffective. Come on back to Matthew chapter 12. I told my dog this week, man. Man, I done told y'all this before. You wonder why niggas don't want to fool with the word is because of you. Them niggas see you don't live it. They see how you treat people. They see how you treat each other who in the word. They see how you treat your family. They see how you treat people who you feel like can't benefit from you. They see all of this. And they like, why I want to serve your God when you don't do it? See, we thinking all these people want to see some monetary stuff. Nah, my nigga, these people ain't looking for none of that stuff, man. See, the only niggas who looking for that type of stuff is the people who already don't want to believe in God anyway. The average everyday person, they don't fool with the word because of you. Because they see how you live. They see how you treat people. They don't want nothing to do with that because they know you finna come at them with 1,001 scriptures, but you evil as hell. They know it. They know it. They don't want nothing to do with that because they know you phony and flawed. They don't want to hear that junk. We all sinners. Then why you in my face, my nigga? Get yourself together before you come holler at me. See, y'all niggas so used to talking to goofy niggas on the internet. Take your funky behind outside and go interact with real people, my nigga. And you see this stuff that you talk about on the internet, they don't give a damn about that out there, man. They don't. They absolutely don't, bro. These people know you don't care about them. See, we're not talking about, oh, I could give a nigga a job. I could get you. People want to know you care about them. Intrinsically. The things that they got to face. Will you care about them? Will you love them? When they down bad, will you pick them up? That's what people care about. Man, what you say you stand for, you live it. Not just in my face saying, yeah, you got to fear God, keep the commandments. You keep the commandments. No, I sin sometimes. Nigga, what? And you think somebody going to respect that? Well, we all sin, brother. Shut your stupid behind up. You sound retarded, bro. You don't understand how stupid you sound because you sound like the Christians that you berate on a day-to-day basis because they say the same thing in a different fashion, and you think it's better because you know you an Israelite and you don't eat pork. And you say you keep the Sabbath on the right day. You think that make it better. No, nigga, you wicked as them. The only difference is you ain't received the knowledge of the truth. Now, imagine if you was doing all that and you received the gospel of Yahushua HaMashiach. You got a first-class ticket to go into hell. Man, the junk ain't cool, man. It ain't right. It's not right. And there's no way that any nigga could justify it. So get it together, man. Come on, man. Matthew 12:1.
At that time, Yahushua went on the Shabbat day through the corn, and the disciples were hungry and began to pluck the ears of corn and to eat. But when the Pharisees saw, they said unto him, Behold, your disciples do that which is not lawful to do upon the Shabbat day. But he said unto them, Have you not read what David did when he was hungry, and they that were with him?
Give him, go ahead and give him 1 Samuel 21:1. Because these stupid niggas were talking about this here. Because they didn't realize the priest was like this here. I ain't supposed to do it. See, the priest sinned. How can you sin by being merciful? Because you think Yahuwah is so rigid that he'll put the law above mercy. You ought to go to hell. Didn't he say he magnified himself above the law? Ain't that's what his book saying? So don't you know that mean that Yahuwah is above the law? Not that he gonna break the law, that he above it. Because you supposed to know when you supposed to show mercy, you doofus. You niggas is geeks, dweebs and goofies and weirdos, cornballs and douchebags, idiots and miscreants, and outright degenerates. The faith, the fear, the love of God ain't in you. Come on with it, man. 1 Samuel 21:1.
Then came David to Nob to Ahimelech the priest, and Ahimelech was afraid at the meeting of David and said unto him, Why are you alone, no man with you? David said to Ahimelech the priest, The king hath commanded me a business, and hath said unto me, Let no man know anything of the business whereabout I send you. And what have I commanded you, and have appointed servants to such and such a place?
Now therefore,
what is under your hand?
Give me
5 loaves of bread in my hand, or what there is present.
And the priest answered
David and said, No common bread under my hand, but there is Kadash bread if young men have kept themselves at least from
it wasn't even a thought in the priest's mind. He said, I ain't got no common bread. I got this hollow bread. As long as y'all ain't touch no women, man, you good. Because you think the priest was going to send this man away hungry? You thought he was going to send him away hungry? Lord have mercy. That's how dumb we is. That's how evil we is. That's how far away you is from the mercy of God. Look here, man. Niggas think, especially this stuff that we told you about the dude, man. Niggas think because they build up communities, that's righteousness before God. Man, God don't care about that. Because he ain't never told you to do that. But can you do what this priest just did? See, I was telling somebody this yesterday, man, because they don't understand it, because they were talking about the gay pastor who walked out his boyfriend. Is it a sin for it? I say, man, most people don't even know what it qualifies to be a pastor, man. And most niggas gonna take the word and manipulate the word to justify what it is they got going on. And most people gonna go for it because you don't know it. And the lady said, well, how you supposed to know it? Because you're supposed to be looking at their actions. Their actions. How they live, what they do. But nobody looks at that because you don't care. Because you niggas don't want godliness. That ain't what you want. Because godliness is going to require sacrifice. And you don't want to give up the things that you take pleasure in. Because 99.9% of the times, the things you take pleasure in, Yahuwah don't. And you don't want to get that up. You don't, it doesn't take any, I done told you this so many times. It don't take no energy to love, man. It don't. It take effort not to love because you have to make a conscious decision to say, I'm not going to show it. Look here, man. Hold on, man. He said quarter to them. Yeah, I know it. I'd have had that conversation with niggas 6-7 years ago, man. Let me tell you something, man. And y'all know this here. Shoot. I probably just said this here maybe 2 weeks ago before my mama died. How many times I done told you that this woman loved me from the day I was born? And my auntie did. And my granddaddy did. And my uncle did. And my daddy did. And why that's important? Because for them not to love me, that means they would have had to take a conscious effort to harm a child. You know what I'm talking about? That means they would have had to have it in their mind, I'm going to restrict this child of loving kindness. What type of nigga like that? That's your flesh and blood. You understand? I'm not saying this just to say it. I've always told y'all this because I told y'all that for a reason. Man, when a person gets love from an early age, it allows them to be confident, to know who they are as a person. That means they can't be swayed, pushed, or moved to go anything outside of who they are. You understand? And on top of that, they won't see outside validation. I've been telling y'all that for a decade. It's very, very important, man. It takes effort not to love, man. That's why Elohim is love, because love flow out of him. You notice in the text, for him not to love us, he had to willingly and purposely withhold it. He had to say, no, I'm not going to give you that. So you have to pay attention to that. So when you see these people have these conversations, they telling you that love ain't in them. They're purposely not wanting to show it because they don't want to seem to be Christian. What's wrong with us, man? And it's not the first time I done said this. I've been telling you this for 12 years. Man, love ain't hard, man. You're supposed to be able to love people even when you're upset with them. Because if you love, okay, I'm upset with you, that don't mean I ain't gonna love you no more. Look at man, I'm telling you, man, you don't know my mama done did some stuff I ain't like. Nigga, I ain't look at it and be like, well, I don't fool with you no more. Nigga, that junk ain't that goddamn serious. It ain't that serious, man. It ain't never been that serious. It ain't never been that serious. Because so what? Money can be remade. Who cares about that? You know what I'm talking about? I'm not finna fall out with you about no money, man. I'm just not gonna deal with you with money in the same fashion. That's it. I'm not finna fall out with you about this, that, and the third. Not if I say I love you. How many times I done told you the love should be greater than the issue? If the love ain't greater than the issue, you ain't never loved this nigga, man. You understand what I'm telling you? I've been telling you this. Because, man, when you do that, these people can see Yahuwah in you. And then maybe because they see Yahuwah in you, they'll sit back and say, I need to learn about your God, man. Because every time I come across you, I come across the love of God. Every time I see you. Every time I encounter you, I feel the love of God when I'm around you, man. I feel his righteousness. I understand his goodness. I want to be a part of what you got going on. These goofy niggas don't understand that because you stupid niggas want to run up on everybody with a goddamn precept every day. No, he didn't. We just had that conversation with somebody. Well, why did he give Adam and Eve the choice? Shut your stupid behind up. I hate you niggas who talk like that. You wicked bastards. Don't never want to be accountable for what you do. He said he made man upright. Man sought out many inventions. That means the love of God in you. You just choose not to manifest it. Because you don't want to. Because you forgot when you made him mad and he still showed it. Let me tell you something, man. This is real talk. I done told y'all, some of y'all, there plenty of time. Well, my mama was on dialysis for 18 years, man. Do you know the average person don't last on dialysis that long? The average person lasts on dialysis for about 3.5 years. You understand? And that's taken into account. Usually a 20-year run, you get on dialysis in your 20s. She got on dialysis when she was 50. And she was on it till she was 68. You understand? So she got on this in 2006. I'm going to tell you the same thing that I told you about Brother Goldie. Y'all have mercy on both of their souls. See, Brother Goldie had terminal cancer for years. And this man told me he was about to walk away from Mashiach until he heard what we was preaching. And this man turned his whole soul around. And this man lived 7 years longer than these people said he would live. You understand that Yahuwah kept this man alive long enough for him to hear the testimony and believe it and be saved. You understand me? And y'all already know that man was listening to the word on his deathbed. For those who remember, y'all know, in trumpets of 2015, that man was on that phone line snoring. That man listened to the word till he shut his eyes and took his last breath. You understand me? Now you take into account what I got out of prison in 2009. You take it in the average account, Mom Duke's supposed to have been dead. She didn't get down on no word when I got out. She didn't get down on the word till almost 4 or 5 years later. So she got a decade of this man word, man. This man, out of the 18 years she was on it, he let her get 10 with the word. You understand me? This the stuff you got to pay attention to, man. See, we'll forget about all this mercy this man showed you before he opened your eyes, your ears, and your mind so you could understand and be converted and be healed. And you niggas walk around and be wicked and unmerciful and faithless every goddamn day. Junk don't make no damn sense. You know what I'm talking about? And like bro said, these niggas want to tell you, where your fruit at? Give a damn about how many acres you got, nigga. Care about none of that, nigga. I'm not impressed by that. Only groupies, lames, and suckers is impressed by that. Give me Colossians 3:1. You lame goofball niggas impressed by natural things. Look at how many buildings they got. Look how much land they got. So what, nigga? Nigga, I ain't a hoe. That's female stuff, my nigga. Man, we be out here acting like women, bro. Y'all niggas need to get that feminine junk up out you, man. Amen, Brother Robert. You gotta get that feminine junk up out, because only men are impressed by what a man has. And brag on him and talk about him, talking about what he got. That's whole stuff, my nigga. Who raised you? Come on, man. Colossians 3:1.
If you then be risen with Mashiach, seek those things which are above.
Seek those things that are what?
Which are above.
Seeking what?
Which are above.
And set your affections where?
On things above, not on things on the earth.
Not on things on the what?
On the earth.
So I don't give a damn about what you got, bro. I promise I don't. Where he told you to put your treasures at? Where what? What thieves can't do what? Man, the government can take your land, nigga. They can take your crops and all that. I don't put no stock in that, my nigga. You think you can bully niggas with that about what you got? We think we supposed to be impressed because you got them in this state and that state and that state, nigga. We don't give a damn. I ain't moved by that, nigga. You know why? Because I don't clean booty holes and I don't perform fellatio and I don't ride other niggas' jocks. Because I know that that's not godliness. That's not what Yahuwah told me to look for. His sinners got land all across the country. Bill Gates owned land all across this country. So if he built some stuff for people to stay on, I'm supposed to say that's godliness too? Yeah, okay. Nigga, let me tell you something, man. I ain't finna listen to a nigga who told me he ain't never read the whole Bible. Now, there's verses he ain't never read. I know God ain't sent you. And you've been preaching for 30 years? That means a nigga can hit you with something you don't know what it means. I can't put my soul with that. Y'all can do what you want to do. I'm not going to do it. This ain't no personal shot against the man, nigga. You talking about my soul, my nigga. I just told you about a man who heard this man's word till he died. Boy, I'm not putting my soul on that, bro. But you can't look up and tell me no junk like that, man. You don't know the word. So I know God ain't sent you if you don't know all the book. But y'all don't care. Because you don't want God. You want man. He going to give you man too. You're going to be just like doggone Darius McCray. You know what I'm talking about? You know who that is? What's going on here today? Oh, good old Eddie Winslow out there with that training. Since you want a man, he going to give you a man. You know what I'm talking about? He going to give you a heat man. Come on with it, man. Where we at with it? Oh, go ahead, man. Verse 4 again. 1 Samuel 21:4. Stinking niggas, man.
Saying the priest answered David and said, no common bread under my hand, but there is hallowed bread if young men have kept themselves at least from women.
Mm-hmm.
David answered the priest and said unto him, of a truth, women have been kept from us about these 3 days.
3 days.
Since I came out, and the vessels of the young men are Kadash,
Mm-hmm.
and in a manner common, yea, though it were sanctified this day in the vessel. So the priest gave him hallowed bread, for there was no bread there but the show bread that was taken from Yahuwah before Yahuwah, to put hot bread in the day when it was taken away.
That man showed mercy. Now come on back to Matthew 12. That's what these niggas ain't got. Matthew 12:3.
But he said unto them, have you not read what David did when he was hungry, and they that were with him? How he entered into the house of Elohim and did eat the shewbread, which was not lawful for him to eat, neither for them which were with him, but only for the priests.
Only for the priests. Or have you not read what?
In the law, how that on the Shabbat days, the priests in the temple profane the Shabbat and are blameless.
Give them Numbers 28-9, man. Let's look at your law now. See, he coming to these smarty art men who running their mouth with some law. 28:9. Listen to what he say. This is what he referring to.
And on the Shabbat day, 2 lambs of the first year without spot, 2/10 deals of flour, a meat offering mingled with oil, and a drink offering thereof.
And the burnt offering
of every Shabbat, beside the continual burnt offering and its drink offering.
So guess what they doing in the temple, y'all? They working. And he said they were what? Blameless. You understand? These men were working. Come on, Matt. 12, Matthew 12:6.
But I say unto you that in this place, one greater than the temple.
But if you had known
what this mean, I will have mercy and not sacrifice.
And you would have not did what?
Condemn the guilt.
And now you know why we went through all that there? So you could see through the law that they condemned somebody who was blameless. But these are doctors and experts of the law, though. And you know what these niggas did? We were focused on. He said he was Lord of the Sabbath. You missed the point. Because you focusing on that, you missed the point because you don't know the word well enough to know them men wasn't. They didn't realize them men was stepping to him to try to find fault, to have some reason to accuse him so they could kill him. And you them same wicked niggas. You them same wicked people. Remember, man, he said, let that blood be on our children's children. But some of y'all walk around here are the descendants of the people who said that. And you sit around every Sabbath and you claim you an Israelite and you love the people and this, that, there, and the third. Don't you know them people said the same thing? And then they stood out there and say, yeah, we'll take credit for his blood. We'll be guilty of it. Oh, you thought that's just something random in the book. Boy, some of y'all related to them people. That man blood on your hands, boy. Because your great, however many greats had his blood on his hands. He passed it to you. And you wonder why some of these people so wicked and move the way that they move. Well, you damn. And you ain't damn because Yahuwah wanted you damn. Your people damned you. Read it for them, man. Fuck that junk. So they don't think we making it up. Matthew 27. I know it's a wicked nigga gnashing on the teeth. You know what I'm talking about? He probably ain't even looked at the video yet. He gonna see it tomorrow. And he gonna gnash on his teeth. And I guess what? I hope you go to hell. You no good, dirty faced bastard. Somebody gonna be like, how you gonna say you hope he go? You know why? Because he hate God and he hates you. That's why. How you gonna love them who hate God and make excuses for these niggas all the time? That's the lot they won't let him have it. Matthew 27, man, give him 19.
When he was set down on the judgment seat, his wife sent unto him, saying, have you nothing to do with that just man? For I have suffered many things this day in a dream because of him.
Mm-hmm.
But the chief priests and elders persuaded the multitude that they should ask Barabbas and destroy Yahushua.
Mm-hmm.
The governor answered and said unto them, whether of the twain will you that are released unto you? They said Barabbas.
Pause. What law did they violate by taking Barabbas? Don't take the satisfaction for a life of a murderer. Number 35. But these are people who say they know the law and love God, but they broke their law. Go ahead.
Said the governor answered and said unto them, whether the twain will you that are released unto you? They said Barabbas. Pilate said unto them, what shall I do then with Yahushua, which is called Mashiach? All say unto him, let him be crucified. And the governor said, why? What evil have he done? But they cried out the more, saying, let him be crucified.
When Pilate saw that,
he could prevail nothing.
What did he do?
Rather, a tumult was made. He took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying,
and I'm what?
Innocent of the blood of this just person.
Who else did this? Somebody else did it as a testimony. He said, we fight so hard to be these people, but if I'm honest, I don't want no parts of their flesh. They knew and they still ended up here. Indeed. Who did this? There's a witness of somebody doing this exact deed. Do you know who it was? Oh, y'all don't know who it was? I'll give you a second. Who can tell me who else did this? Hey, come here, boy. Hey, Joanne. Who know who else did that? You say Genesis 37 with Reuben, I'll allow it, but that ain't the one. I missed that Matthew 5, brother. What's the name? Put that down. Give me Matthew 5 and 7 in the end room. I think that's what it was.
Brutes are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy.
That's it. That's good. Can anybody tell me who it was? Come on, I think it's 1 Samuel 20. Make sure. If it's not, it's thinking it's 2 Samuel 20. Make sure. She probably crunk up because she got a piece of recent pizza. Let me make sure this is the one. Because if it's not a monster, then it's the other man. I don't think it's a monster, it's the other dude that got killed. But David did this. Oh, no, it ain't Psalms. It ain't Psalms. I'm trying to remember the spot. It's escaping my brain. Dang, I used to do that. It's definitely not a monster. Let me find the other dude that got stabbed up. Because David said everybody thought David had something to do with that. And David said, boy, you won't hold that on my head. I'm not guilty of this deed. It's been a while since we talked about it. He ain't as bald, no more bald. Oh, yeah, Abner, there it is. Abner, the one I want. That's the one there. His name was escaping me. It was Amasa and Abner. Come on, I think it's the same. 2 Samuel chapter 3. Second Samuel chapter 3. What verse do we want to start with? Go ahead, give me verse 27, man. There it is, right there on the head. Go ahead, but back it up to 23. 2 Samuel 3 and 20.
So when Joab and all the hosts that was with him were come, they told Joab, saying, Abner, the son of Ner, came to the king. He hath sent him away, and he is gone in Shalom. Then Joab came to the king and said, what have you done? Behold, Abner came unto you. Why is it that you have sent him away, and he is quite gone? You know, Abner, the son of Ner, that he came to deceive you, and to know you're going out and you're coming in, and to know all that you do. And when Joab was come out from David, he sent messengers after Abner, which brought him again from the well of Sarah, but David knew not. And when Abner was returned to Hebron, Joab took him aside in the gate to speak with him quietly, and smote him there under the fifth, that he died, for the blood of Asahel, his brother. Afterward, when David heard, he said, I and my kingdom are guiltless before Yahuwah forever, from the blood of Abner, the son of Ner.
What he just said, I and my kingdom are what?
Are guiltless.
Are what?
Guiltless.
Are what?
Guiltless.
From who?
For Yahuwah forever, from the blood of Abner, the son of Ner. Now come on back to Matthew 27. No, that dude that earned his death.
Mark, brother Moan. He earned his death.
Let it rest on the head of Joab.
Go ahead, read it though. Read the rest of it.
He said, "Let it rest on the head of Joab."
Let it rest where?
On the head of Joab.
And who else?
All his father's house.
All his whose house?
And all his father's house.
And what else?
Let there not fail from the house of Joab one that have an issue, or that is a leper, or that lean on a staff, or that fall on a sword, or that lack bread.
Let's come back to Matthew 27 and 24.
Say, when Pilate saw that he could prevail nothing, but rather a tumult was made, he took water and washed his hands before the multitude, saying, I am innocent of the blood of this just person. See you to it. Then answered all the people and said, his blood on us and on our children.
Ain't that what happened over there? Now come on back and get me Psalms 41 and 1 again. And we got Psalm 69. We don't ready to read Romans 15 again. 1 Corinthians 15 and 17. And all the other stuff. I don't think.
Say, Baruch he that consider the poor, Yahuwah will deliver him in time of trouble. Yahuwah will preserve him and keep him alive. He shall be Baruched upon the earth. You will not deliver him unto the will of his enemies.
Tell him what will is. You can tell him enemy also. Might be just one word.
Will is nefesh. That's soul, self, life, creature, person.
He won't give him over to the creature of his enemies or the life of his enemies.
The enemies is Oyab.
The enemy. Now give me 1 Corinthians 15 and 17.
And if Mashiach be not raised, your faith vain, you are yet in your sins. And they which are also fallen asleep in Mashiach are perished. If in this life only we have hope in Mashiach, we are of men most miserable. But now is Mashiach risen from the dead, become the first fruits of them that slept. For since by man death, by man also the resurrection of the dead. For as in Adam all die, even so in Mashiach shall all be made alive.
And Mashiach what?
Shall all be made alive.
This is how you're going to be blessed in the field. This is what you're talking about. We didn't read Thessalonians. You ain't supposed to be sorrowful as those who ain't got no hope. Because he said, your dead men will live with my dead body. Why will your dead men live with my dead body? Because you were baptized into his death. So therefore you put your mortal body to death to live in the Ruach. Therefore you can live with him. He said, we have all thus judged that if one died, then we all dead. But see, you niggas ain't died. Because you don't want to die. Because you want to envy your oppressor. And when we talk about envying your oppressor, you want to do violent deeds of injustice. See, doing violent deeds of injustice is not an American thing. It's not a Babylon thing. It's not a system thing. That's the hearts of men. The minute you get out this joint talking about Babylon and this, that, there, and the third, and you can realize that the hearts of men are dark and black, because guess what? All them scribes and Pharisees wasn't a Babylon, but they was definitely oppressors. See, oppression ain't got nothing to do with how much money you got. It ain't got nothing to do with what status you got. It's got to do with the heart you got. Because Joseph of Arimathea was of a Pharisee and of a higher class, and he didn't have that type of heart. See, we go to think of, see, I know I just seen this clip. They going crazy like this here, man, about Puffy like this here. Why would you be shocked when you know this nigga's a degenerate? If a man will hit another man in his booty hole, there is nothing restrained that this man won't do. But then on top of that, I told you one thing before. When certain men have power, that power can corrupt them. They don't care what they do to other people. Because some people, when they obtain power, they believe that rules, regulation, boundaries, and consequences don't apply to them. So they don't look at, see how the scribes looked at certain people, how Jezebel looked at the prophets. She felt like certain things didn't apply to her, no matter what these men were doing. The scribes and Pharisees looked at it and say, these things don't apply to me because we need to maintain our place in nation. I don't care what this man is doing. I've had this conversation with y'all about power dynamics. Power is the corrupter. A man can have money and not have power and not be corrupt. It's a lot of people out here who got money and ain't got no power. You know what I'm talking about? But y'all don't know that. It's some people some of y'all don't walk past people who millionaires. You didn't know it. I'm not saying that these people are in abundance, but you don't walk past somebody who got some money. You didn't know it. Just because you got money don't mean you have influence and power. You know what I'm saying? You just might be good at what you do. You know what I'm talking about? And you could be in a small bubble. But then you have men, they want influence and power more than they want money. You know what I'm talking about? Why do you think most people become politicians? Because they want influence and power. They know money is just a byproduct of the influence and power. You know what I'm saying? But you think the money is the power because you want Scarface too many times. You listen to Money, Power, Respect for the Locks one too many times. Look at, man, what that book? That book on the shelf somewhere. I forget the dude's name. It's two dudes. They mentioned in 48 Laws of Power. One was a prime minister of Israel, and another one was a politician in Britain. The men didn't have no money, but they had great influence over the political structure of these two countries because of the power they wielded. And they wielded their power by influence. And you know how influence and power is gained? It's by relationships. And then they use the relationships by manipulating people in order to get their aims accomplished. You know what I'm talking about? When you look at a lot of these preachers who you think fleecing the people, them niggas ain't start with no money. They use influence to be able to gain power. And then through that influence, they use that to be able to gain resources as their power grew. When you look at a lot of these Christian organizations, don't they have large structures, you know, the Southern Baptist Conference and all that type of stuff? This is where these men begin to start building to get their power at. But see, you don't pay attention to none of this stuff because you think this stuff just pop up out of nowhere. Come on, man. Where you at with?
1 Corinthians 15, verse 22.
1 Corinthians 15 to 22.
It said, for as in Adam all die, even so Mashiach shall all be made alive. Mm-hmm. But every man in his own order. Mashiach the first fruits. Afterwards, they that are Mashiach's at his coming.
See, when we look at these first fruits, he talking about the giving of the Spirit, right? But I want you to read Revelation 20 and 4. See, when we look at first fruits, see, we say this for my mama, for Goldie, for Tama, for Sister Ophelia. This is who you say this for, that you want them to be these first fruits right here. Revelation 20 and 4.
And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, for the word of Elohim, which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or on their hands, and they lived and reigned with Mashiach 1,000 years.
They lived in what?
And reigned with Mashiach 1,000 years.
And what up?
But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished.
Until the 1,000 years were what?
Were finished.
And what up?
This, the first resurrection.
The what resurrection?
The first resurrection.
Okay.
Baruch the Kadash, he that have part in the first resurrection.
Upon what?
Such the second death have no power.
What death don't have no power?
The second death.
See, the first death gonna have power. Don't you know this man told you in Proverbs, if a man ways please you, who will guess who he make to have peace with you? Your enemies. Now come back to 1 Corinthians 15 and let's see who you're really running around here thinking the white man your enemy. You know what I'm talking about? They around here telling the devil your enemy. The devil ain't your enemy. He your adversary. He's your opponent. You got a greater enemy, and that enemy is death. Because that's the one enemy you can't whoop. So somebody had to come whoop him for you. So now that he don't whoop the first one, now you can be blessed that you ain't got to deal with the second one. That's why the book say what he told you. Take your rest for a little season. That's why he told you in Isaiah 57, merciful men are taken away so they don't see the evil to come, and men don't lay it to heart. I'm telling you, man, it's certain stuff this man do. And he do certain stuff for a reason. Like I said, I told you, boy, because she was at my sister's house doing them churn help. That's why they wasn't here to see her bleed all over this house. He had that set up so they wouldn't be here to see that. And I had in mind to tell my mama to go with them. So that means the churn, that means Muffin Churn would have seen that. See, you don't even look at stuff like that. Remember when he told Solomon, he said, man, I ain't gonna let you see all the evil I'm gonna do to your people. I'm gonna let you go to your grave in peace. Even when Ahab repented, he said, I'm gonna still kill you, but I ain't gonna let you see your sons get killed. You know what I'm saying? So you don't pay attention to that type of stuff, man, because that junk can do something to you. You understand? Look here. He made sure that I'd be able to see her before she left here. And you know one of the last things she heard me talking about, these stupid niggas talking about how you can't obey God, that you always gonna sin. So what's wrong with you niggas, man? Because you don't pay attention to this man mercy because it don't look how you want it to look. Give him Isaiah 57:1 on the high.
The righteous perish, and no man laid a heart, and merciful men taken away, none considering that the righteous is taken away from the evil. He shall enter into shalom, they shall rest in their beds, walking in his uprightness.
Walking in his what?
Uprightness.
Notice he said rest in their what? I'm only mentioning this for you to understand. When you lay down, that man don't look at it like how you looking at it. He said they rest in their what?
In their beds.
Walking in their what?
Uprightness.
What else?
But draw near here, you sons
Paul.
of the
Now read Revelation 14 and 13 and see how that sounds with that right there.
And I heard a voice saying from Shamahim, or I heard a voice from Shamahim saying unto me, Write, Baruch the dead, which died in the Lord from henceforth. Yea, saith the Ruach, that they may rest from their labors and their works.
Don't that sound pretty similar? Now come back to 1 Corinthians 15 and run that out. 15 and 22.
For as in Adam all died, even so Mashiach shall all be made alive. But every man in his own order, Mashiach the first fruits, afterward they that are Mashiach's at his coming. Then the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to Elohim, even the Abba, when he shall have put down all rule and authority and power, for he must reign till he have put all enemies under his feet.
All under his feet?
All enemies.
And what enemy is that?
The last enemy shall be destroyed, death. For he hath put all things under his feet, but when he said all things are put under him, manifest.
This is dealing with when New Jerusalem comes. Death is finished. But if in Adam, as he already read, if in Adam all die, and the Mashiach all are alive. Isn't that what he said? Psalm 69 and 3, where we start at. You want your mama?
Say, I am weary of my crying, my throat is dried, my eyes fail while I wait for my Elohim. They that hate me without a cause are more than the hairs of my head. They that would destroy me, my enemies wrongfully ignite me. Then I restored, which I took not away. O Elohim, you know my foolishness, my sins are not hid from you. Let not them that wait on you, O Yahuwah Elohim of hosts, be ashamed for my sake.
Let those that wait on you not what?
O Yahuwah of hosts, be ashamed for my sake. Let not those that seek you be confounded for my sake, O Elohim Yasharal. Before your sake, because for your sake I have borne reproach. Shame hath
He say,
my
for
face.
your sake I born what?
Reproach.
He born dishonor for your name's sake.
Shame hath covered my face. I'm become a stranger unto my brethren, an alien unto my mother's children.
Paul, you see how that's Peter denying him again? He said he became a what?
A stranger unto my brethren.
He said, you know him. He said, I know him not. That's what he said, didn't it? But see, I would tell you niggas thinking that y'all just think that stuff just in there. You think just Peter denied him because he was scared, and this, that, there, and the third. It was written. One of the biggest misconceptions that a lot of people make with the word, man, more specifically Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, is you think that those people were aware that they were fulfilling things in the book. They didn't know. They didn't know. I'm only mentioning this because I had a conversation with somebody about this yesterday. Because he was talking about what you just said that only 11 men, 12 men had this here. What about when he sent them out 2 by 2 by 7? I said the man had a lot of disciples. He only had 12 apostles though. When he ascended back into heaven. You understand? Those 12 men had to teach the whole world. What I was explaining to him is this, something that we just talked about not too long ago. When you look in the old covenant, Genesis to Malachi, Israelites were not going from country to country, city to city, preaching and teaching to other people. That is not what they did. They went to the temple or they went to the synagogue in their city and they learned of the word. You learn in Deuteronomy 4 that you're supposed to live the word in the sight of the nation. See, what do most Israelites tell you? We're supposed to go teach the nations. No, that's not what they did before Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. You have to understand why you're going out teaching people now versus why they didn't do it before. The other nations had their own gods. Then in Acts 17, he said, y'all worship idols, and that ignorance Elohim winked at. Now he telling every man everywhere to repent. He left them alone. They was, come on, man. When you read the Israelites going to the Philistines, telling them to stop worshiping Dagon. Where you see them going there talking about not fooling with Ashtaroth. You went over there fooling with them people gods. They weren't coming over there fooling with you. You don't read, no, the only time you read is like when you see him getting sent to Nineveh to warn somebody. But they were not ministering. They were not proselytizing. They were not going on mission retreats like you see these people doing. They weren't doing that. But now when you get to the New Testament, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and you see after he gave to the apostles that grade A-level game, then he said, go out to all nations, preaching my name and remission of sin starting here, because they had something that nobody had. Everybody from Genesis to Malachi, they had the law and the prophets. Remember, he said the law and the prophets was till John. Now the kingdom of heaven is preached and all men are pressed into it. That's why men got sent out. Because nobody had the testimony of Mashiach. They had to go out there and preach that. You know what I'm saying? It's not what we doing. It's not what's in the book. That's your stuff. Because you niggas want to make a name for yourself. You ain't got to believe me. Read it for yourself. Where you at with it?
Psalm 69.
What verse you doing with that? What verse?
I just read verse 8. So
come on with it. Psalm 69 and 8.
Say, I'm become a stranger unto my brethren and an alien unto my mother's children, for the zeal of your house have eaten me up.
And the reproaches
of them that reproach you are fallen upon me.
He say the dishonor of those who disobeyed you, that fell on me. You say, well, why was the lamb slain from the foundation? See, this is why I tell these niggas, why God, if God know everything, I say, you know what your problem, this is what I told this nigga. Come and tell y'all something, man. A lot of y'all niggas need to stop being simps and pussies out here, man. Stop being whole niggas out here with these women, man. You need to cut that junk out. You know what I'm saying? What do I mean by that? You want to force somebody to love you. You want to force somebody to like you. You want to stop listening to these women telling you to chase and pursue and all that type of stuff. Nigga, stop listening to that. Because if she's making you do all that, she don't want you, my nigga. Get you a woman who wants you, who you don't got to make like you, who you don't have to make love you, because she wants to love you, because she wants to like you. See, these niggas don't understand that, because a lot of these niggas simps and suckers. I've been told you, man, when you look at what the Izmir, man, you are full of that pimping, man. See, when you hear pimping, don't think about a woman selling her body. Think about ruling from a position of dominance and dealing with women who want to deal with you, because that's what Yahuwah do. He deal with people who want to deal with him. Because see, the people who want to deal with him, they take pleasure in what he take pleasure in. You know what I'm talking about? See, they take pleasure in pleasing him. So then, of course, he take pleasure in rewarding you because you earned his love because you showed your love. See, you goofy niggas think if I take her out of date and if I buy that, she like me. You a trick, nigga. And y'all done heard me plenty of times tell you, boy, Yahuwah ain't no trick. You know what I'm talking about? Stop listening to these women talking about chase them and this, that, that, and the third. Man, that's a hoe. And when I say a hoe, I ain't talking about a hoe because she spread her legs to every man. I'm talking about that she a hoe in the mind, man. Like what you see in Proverbs 7, man, the type of woman he told you to avoid. Like we read the other day in Proverbs 5, the type of woman he tell you to avoid. See, being a hoe ain't got nothing to do with who you give your vagina to. You know why I say that there? Any woman who overvalue her vagina ain't worth having. And if you overvalue sex, nigga, that's because you a trick. You know what I'm talking about? And I've been telling you that, man. You can't overvalue that, bro. It's just sex. Is that important to you, man? So you ain't got nothing better to do. So don't nothing else bring you pleasure and great joy than just a little tingle at the top of your penis. That's what do it for you. And that's why you keep messing with the wrong type of women all your life. Because you a trick. See what he went to me? I ain't doing nothing for no man because you ain't never had no, because the man you want don't like you. So see, the thing is that you make the niggas you don't like, you gonna make them jump through hoops and them stupid niggas willing to do it. You got these women out here talking about niggas can't afford them. See, that's prostitute talk. I know damn well I can't afford you. You know why I can't afford you? Because you don't want to earn it. I just heard a lady say she's working on reversing the damage she did to her daughter because she felt like anything her daughter wants, she bought it. And she said she did that because she grew up, because her parents didn't give her what she wanted, not because she misbehaved because they didn't have it. But she didn't realize in doing that, her daughter became entitled. She didn't make this child earn nothing. And she said she had a friend who was telling her, I make my daughter earn everything. And I've been telling y'all that. You don't give these children nothing. You make them earn it. Because if they don't earn it, they're not going to respect what you're giving it to them. They're going to expect for you to do it, no matter how they behave. Because you got to have the nuts to be able to withhold something if their behavior does not dictate that they should be rewarded. I done told y'all before, when I told you when I was about 10, we were staying on Arbor Drive in Marshall Arms, and my mama told me clean my room, and I sized it, and she made me throw all my toys away. She didn't throw them away. She made me do it. And guess what? She bought all them toys. But she nigga, you had to learn there were consequences. Because I don't owe you this. I don't owe you this. If you just take them kids anywhere, buy them anything, but they ain't earned it, what type of adult you think they're going to grow up to be? Entitled. And that's why you got these young women who believe that men's supposed to do all these things. Oh, these men sassy now. They want you to chase them. Nah, baby, I want who want me. If you don't want me, why in the hell am I trying to convince you to want me? Why would I do that? And guess what? Does Yahuwah do that? Exactly. He said, Pops made me earn everything, toys and video games. I remember allowances for doing. You're absolutely right. You got to make them earn it. That's the only way they're going to respect it. But I'm going to tell you that I'm not going to spend an enormous amount of time on this. I done told y'all this before. Yahuwah make you earn it. Yahuwah wants you to love him because you want him to love. He told me he should just make it where we didn't do it. And I said, that's how I know you a simp. Because you want to make a woman love you. You don't want the woman to love you because she loves you for your character, for your integrity, for your discipline, for your courage, for your ethics, for what it is that you stand for. And that she take pleasure in pleasing you. You just want to make her love you because you a sucker and a buster, a goofy and a lame. That's why you leave with your pocket and you're always looking around with shame. Look here, man. Y'all just seen this video clip. This nigga was talking to that nigga Kale, man. That's shameful. Bro, how you get with a chick who pregnant with another nigga baby, she go get an abortion. She get pregnant with another nigga baby, you stay with her. This is the type of stuff these niggas be telling you to do, man. Let them tell you, man, if you ain't got no old lady, I'm telling you right now. Y'all seen the clip where Gino Jennings said, I don't chase booty. He said, I won't chase booty long as I'm black. Because if you start doing that, bro, you're going to have to do that every day of your life. Every day of your life. And when you do that, that means you really in the position of a woman because you in the weaker position. She's in the dominant position. But you niggas want a dominatrix? You in the BDM, SBDM, nigga? That's what you into? You can't say you are over the house of God and you chasing behind no woman, man. Well, if she don't like you, bro, don't fool with her. That ain't got nothing to do. That doesn't make it. Look at, man, I told y'all this before. It doesn't make her an evil woman. It don't make her a wicked. It don't make her nothing other than a woman who don't like you. That's all that make her. You don't need to say nothing negative about her. You don't need to say nothing other than, okay. You don't need to make a woman be. Does Yahuwah make you be who he wants you to be? Or does he tell you what is required to be with him? And you either can fit into that or you can fit out the way. She said, my mom did the same, made me throw everything out. She said, I'm about to do it if my kids, they keep playing. Shoot, better throw it out. That's the only way they're going to respect what you buy. When they know that it's a consequence. But you got to make them earn it. If they can get anything just because they ask for it, or they can get anything or go anywhere just because they're there, they won't respect or regard anything that you do for them because they believe that you're supposed to do it. And that's why they throw temper tantrums when they don't get what they want. But that's going to be your fault because you set that precedent. You know what I'm talking about? You got to make them earn it. And I ain't talking about earning it with no good grades, nigga. You supposed to do that. You earn it by I give you the look here. You don't have to give them some great boring task. All you got to do is I need you to do 1, 2, and 3. And if they do 1, 2, and 3, then they need to be rewarded for it. And if they don't do it, then they don't get nothing. And you make it plain and clear. If you don't do what I ask you, hey man, shoot. When it's time to buy a toy, you're gonna be out of gas. If I tell you to clean your room for a week and you don't clean it, and we happen to pull up to a toy store, please don't think you're going to get, I will buy a toy. All that. You can't buy one of the kids' son and don't buy none of them. Watch me. And I'm going to tell that nigga why he ain't getting none. Remember last week I told you to clean your room? Yeah. What you did? I ain't clean it. Now why your brother getting something and you ain't? Because your brother cleaned his room. He did what I asked him to do. Guess what? He got paid. You ain't show up for work. When you don't show up for work, you don't get paid. Because I ain't never known nobody, unless you had vacation time, and we ain't got no PTO around here. So I ain't never known nobody who didn't show up for work and got paid. You can't call out no show and get paid. Straight up and down. Guess what? You think you're going to show up with you who would not get? He said you should provoke everybody under good works. Good works ain't keeping the commandments, man. Good works is good works, man. That's contained in being merciful and gracious and long-suffering and forgiving and good and compassionate and giving and caring. That's good work, man. Good works ain't planting no garden, my G. And building no house, that's not good works. You know why that's not good works? You building a house don't benefit nobody but you. You can say planting food benefit people, but if you're selling it, that don't benefit nobody but you, because I had to pay for that. So you're doing business. Remember, he said, if you salute those who salute you, what thank have you? Don't sinners do the same? Didn't this man told you get rewarded at the resurrection of the just when you do stuff for somebody who can't do nothing for you in return? If you do something for somebody and you get something in return, you who don't look at that and be like, yeah, that's tight work. Nigga, he's not impressed. See, it's getting tight right now. They don't talk about that. Say, oh, that nigga, that tripping. Same way you tripping. You finna trip your way into hell. You don't get your mind right. Get your game tight and your soul together. Because you wilding out. Come on, man. And you ain't with Nick Cannon either. Where you at with it?
Psalm 69.
We good with that. Come on back to Genesis 49. You say, should a stepfather pay for the other kids that's by the woman, but have different fathers? Well, dang, how many different fathers they got? Because I'm going to tell you, man, if she got one and she adding value to your life, that's one thing. When you go to talk about she got 2, 3, and 4, then you need to assess, do you love yourself? You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying that to be funny. You know what I'm saying? Because now you got to look at yourself and say, if you're doing X, Y, Z to become a certain type of man, what value are you demanding that this woman add to you while she's bringing 2 to 3 different men's seeds in your life that she wants you to be responsible for? You know what I'm saying? Or you just happy to be with a woman because you got access to some vagina. This is even if she ain't got no kids. You know what I'm talking about? But I mean, I say this here, doesn't matter who it is. If you in the house with them children and they don't do nothing, then they don't get nothing. But when I say don't do nothing, you can't withhold stuff from them if you don't give them something to do. You know what I'm saying? But if they doing what you ask them to do, hey man, they graze together, they keep their room clean. You say wash the dishes, they wash them, they don't give you no lip, no back talk. You know what I'm saying? They got certain stuff and they handling their business. It's nothing wrong with rewarding them for that. But if they just sitting around doing nothing, then hey man, what am I getting you something for? Unless it's just like, hey man, I want to slide around here. We go. It's one thing. Of course, you know you're gonna have certain stuff, man. We're gonna take the kids around here. Because that's just what you planned on doing. It's another thing to go out your way to give these children a multitude of experiences, and their behavior don't dictate that they should have those experiences if they're non-educational. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have some manner of wisdom. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you know, it's a different time. It seems like in 2024, people feel like you're supposed to take your kids everywhere. When we was young, you got one trip in the summer, and that was it. And you was lucky if you got that. You know what I'm talking about? You might hit you a good water park, maybe a good theme park. You know what I'm talking about? And after that, you outside with the neighborhood churn for the summer. Truth be told, And that's why I say it's a different time. Because truth be told, most niggas probably didn't really want to slide nowhere because the fun they had in their neighborhood in the summer was good enough. But see, this is a different time now because these kids don't get to go outside. You know what I'm saying? And when I say that, meaning if you grew up in that type of neighborhood and you went outside and you had a multitude of friends to play with, you know what I'm talking about? That junk, your summers hit a little different. What going out of town is cool, but you think about what your friends doing because you'd rather be with them and whatever adventures that y'all had going on. Now, see, these children different. They don't get to go outside. So I can see, you know what I'm talking about? Because y'all know it. Y'all walk out in y'all neighborhoods. Y'all don't see no kids outside. If Muffin stepped outside and talking about, let me find somebody to play with, she going to play with the air. And I know the kids who live out here, them niggas in the house. That's unfortunate. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all know how it was in your neighborhood on Christmas Day. Everybody was out the door. Niggas is playing with each other toys and all this here, man. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas might swap out and ride each other bicycles and all that there, man. You step outside on the, and I'm not saying that for advocating for Christmas. I'm talking about you step outside, boy, not a soul out the door. These niggas in the side looking at tablets and farting and whatever else that it is that these young kids do. That's unfortunate. This is terrible childhood. This absolutely has to suck. Cause I'm talking about, I be on every side of town, boy. I don't see no children outside, nowhere. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all be like, so they be kidnapping them kids, man. They kidnap kids in the 80s all the time. You know what I'm saying? You think they kidnapping more kids now because it's on the internet every day. They were kidnapping niggas in the 80s. They were kidnapping niggas in the 90s. They ain't start nobody get your funky behind out my door. Go outside, nigga, and don't come back. Your kids don't even have y'all bathtub dirty. They took a bath. You be like this here. You ain't even have to clean it after you got out because this nigga ain't did nothing. You know what I'm saying? Most of us went outside and came back in the bathtub water with brown, if not black, because you've been outside all day dirty. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That nigga say they on iPads eating hot Cheetos. I don't know if they eating hot Cheetos. That's right. Left a ring around the tub. When the last time any of your kids left a ring around the tub? Y'all probably ain't never seen that. Them niggas don't know what a ring is. Them niggas ain't dirty. Them niggas can get away without not taking the bath. Nobody would notice. Nobody wouldn't even know. I don't know except for a few of them, because a few of these kids be musty. She said, Sai and Mara be outside daily. But yeah, they playing with each other. I know Mara get tired of playing with them girls. I think I'm sick of this junk. That nigga say I used to. Don't tell nobody you played outside by yourself. Come on, man. Genesis 49. No, I'm just messing with you. We ain't got to send Joanne outside because Joanne like to fight. That nigga definitely punched Muffin Man in the eye the other day. I'm like, damn, that nigga bigger than you. She hit him because he got in that car. She don't like nobody to get in that blue car. I wouldn't have been mad if he'd have slapped the bike. He didn't know. She need to learn. That boy much, much bigger than you. For you to be putting your hands on him, he probably spared you because he know you're a baby. He wouldn't have been wrong if he'd have went upside her head because she ain't had no business putting her hands on him. Genesis 49 and 22.
Say Joseph, a fruitful bow by a well, whose branches run over the wall. The archers have sorely grieved him and shot at him and hated him.
His bow where?
In strength, and the arms of his hands were made strong by the hands of the mighty of Jacob.
From thence is the what?
The shepherd.
The who?
The shepherd.
The stone of who?
Yasharal.
Give me Psalms 132 and 1 real quick.
Yahuwah, remember David and all his afflictions, how he swore unto Yahuwah, vowed unto the mighty of Jacob. Surely I would not come into the tabernacle of my house, nor go up into my bed. I would not give sleep to my eyes, or slumber to my eyelids, until I find out a place for Yahuwah, a habitation for the mighty of Jacob. Lo, we have of it at Ephratah, we found in the fields of the wood.
We'll go where?
Into his tabernacles, we will worship at his footstool. Arise, O Yahuwah, into your rest, you and the ark of your strength. Let your priests be clothed with righteousness.
Let them be clothed with what?
With righteousness.
What else?
Let your saints shout for joy.
Let them saints shout for what?
For joy.
Now pause. That's another psalm I want. Come over here. Let me find it. We'll talk about Joseph being the shepherd. I didn't want to just set that up with the house. Now we got to come over here for the shepherd. Come over here to Psalms 80 and give him verse 1.
Give ear, O shepherd of Yasharal, that you that lead Joseph like a flock, that you dwell between the cherubim, shine forth.
Before
Ephraim and Benjamin and Manasseh, stir up your strength, and we shall be saved.
We'll be what?
Saved.
What else?
O Yahuwah Elohim of hosts, how long will you be angry against the prayer of your people? You feed them with the bread of tears, give them tears to drink in great measure. You make us a strife unto our neighbors, and our enemies laugh among themselves. Turn us again, O Elohim of hosts, cause your face to shine, we shall be saved.
We shall be what?
We shall be saved. You have brought a vine out of Egypt, you have cast out the heathen and planted it.
Drop down to verse 14.
Return, we beseech you, O Elohim of hosts. Look down from Shamahim.
Brother Omar said he working in school. He wouldn't even want to be a kid in this generation. Go ahead. Yeah, that's tough.
Look down from Shamahim and behold and visit this vine in the vineyard which your right hand had planted.
He said, visit this who?
Visit this vine.
And the vineyard to what?
Which your right
Remember,
hand
he said he the true vine. And the branch
you made strong for yourself.
It's burned with what?
With fire.
Cut down.
They perish at the rebuke of your countenance.
Let your hand be upon the man
of your right hand,
upon the son of Adam.
Whom you made strong.
Notice he said, let his hand be upon who?
The son of man.
Who you made strong for yourself. Who you think he talking about? It's leading what we talking about in Genesis 49, because he said he made him the stone. Isaiah 28 and 16 on general principle. And he say that stone, that the man whose bow abode in strength, whose arms were made strong, as you just seen in Psalms 80 and Psalms 132, he made his arms strong. More specifically, Psalms 80, he made him strong for himself. And he made him strong for himself, and now he's the shepherd and the stone. Go ahead.
Therefore, thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone.
A chief what?
A tried stone.
A tried stone. Tell him what tried means. Make sure stone is a bin.
Tried is bokan, testing, tested, tried, a trial.
A trial.
Yeah, stone is a bin.
This is a stone that he done tested and tried out. He know it's solid. Didn't it just say he laid his hand upon his right hand upon the son of Adam, who he made strong for himself? How you think he made him strong? Because he tried it. See, that's what a brother tried to tell the dude, but nigga don't want to hear that. Because see what I told the dude, why he let him get the tree of knowledge and good and evil? I said they could have picked the tree of life and lived forever. But you don't want to look at that. Like I said, man, a lot of these dudes, man, let me tell y'all something, man. These dudes out here who done told you, holler at every woman you see, and they got they got the game all wrong, baby. Now it's too late because too many of you niggas suckers and tricks and simps and weirdos. So women expect every man to be like that. That's why they could come out here and say, why men ain't obsessed with women no more? Because you've been used to dealing with suckers. You know what I'm talking about? The Lord ain't never been obsessed with you. Never. That man say, come and love me and I'll love you. Ain't that what he told you? He said, I love those that what? Love me. That's pimping right there. He said he ain't love those who he wanted to love. He said he loved those that love him. So if you don't love him, he don't love you. That man say, if I stretch out my arms to you and you don't come to me, then I'm not coming to you. He said, if you forsake him, he gonna forsake you. He only want those who want him. If you don't want him, then he don't want you. That's pimping. You know what I'm saying? When I say that's pimping, it's forth is a mindset of I'm in abundance. I understand my value. I understand my worth. I understand what the benefits are that come with me. I do not need to chase your love and validation to make me feel better about me. If you can't see the value in what you're going to get from fooling with me, that's your loss. That's how he moved. If you want to walk away from me, I ain't going to chase you. He said B2K and Usher and R. Kelly gave us the wrong advice. That's what that was. It made us think about emotions and messing. And I can't speak to that because I didn't listen to B2K a day in my life. But I also was in my 20s and selling crack. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? With Usher, I never really listened to Usher too tough. Not because he nothing wrong with him. Shoot, me and that nigga about the same age. So, and when it come to R. Kelly, here and there, I ain't listening to him like that either. But R&B music, television, and things of that sort, and then the things your daddy's uncles and big homeboys in your neighborhood told you, they gave you the wrong idea about looking at vagina. You know what I'm talking about? Because there's not nothing wrong with the women. The women are going to move according to what you let them do. You know what I'm saying? If this is what you let them do, then that's what she gonna do. That's not her fault. That's your fault for letting her do it. Yeah, don't blame her. Blame yourself. Blame yourself. Y'all already know I done told you plenty of time, boy. My mama told me when I was 12, you're going to work too hard for your money to give it to a woman because she spread her leg. I told you, man, my people ain't raised no trick. I wasn't taught that. So I ain't never come in with no mind frame. I'm going to pay a woman for her attention. I'm going to pay a woman for her body. I'm going to pay a woman for her presence. I'm going to pay you to make, man, whole school, you ought to pay me. You know what I'm talking about? That's the attitude you're supposed to have. That's if you got something going for yourself. You can't have nothing going for yourself and then have that attitude. She's supposed to hit you in the face with a bottle. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? You can't come at her and you ain't got no job, no car, and then you looking at her talking about she ought to do this X, Y, and Z. You ain't got nothing going on. You know what I'm saying? If you got something going on, you can do that. You know what I'm saying? I've been told you, man, you look at niggas like, yes, yeah, I like you. Shoot, if I was you, I'd like me too. Shoot, I like me. I appreciate the sentiment. I only say that not because you're trying to belittle this woman. If you get your ebbs and flows on how many women tell you they like you or how many women tell you handsome and this, that, there, and the third, then you always going to be running after vagina. You're going to always be running after the wrong type of women who don't like you, seeking their validation. Because you stupid niggas don't understand it's better for you to mess with a woman who likes you. Have you not paid attention to all the people in this book who didn't like Yahuwah, how their interactions with Yahuwah were so negative? Because they didn't like the man. They had contempt for the man. Let's take Eli's sons, for example. They hated this man. They disrespected his house. They despised his sacrifice. Look at how Saul behaved. Look at how the scribe, we just looked at how the people who behaved, talking about let his blood be on our children's children. Now look at the behavior of the men who loved him. Look at the behavior of David. Look at the behavior of Abraham and Noah. Look at the behavior of Yahusha. Look at the behavior of Zacchaeus, the small man who climbed up there on the tree. Look at the behavior of Mary. They liked the man. So their interaction with this man was drastically different. And they weren't doing anything necessarily to get something from him. They liked him. So they took pleasure in pleasing him. So he took pleasure in pleasing them. You see how that works? That's a beautiful dynamic. If this woman don't take pleasure in pleasing you, oh, brother, you got a problem. You got a problem. Your life going to be miserable. He said, I wasn't trained to trick either. Can't understand the trigger mentality. I heard that. I don't understand either. I don't understand how that works. I wish a woman would look me in the face too much. You can't afford me. I know damn well I can't. I don't want to. Who the hell are you? You don't add. I don't know you. You think I'm supposed to do X, Y, Z? I don't even know you. Man, I was in high school with that. They're like, baby, I don't even know you. And you think I'm supposed to give you something? I don't even know you. Why am I doing that? Then they come up with all these, but you call me what I want. You guess what, man? You can't make me feel bad because I ain't give you my money. How your words gonna make me feel bad? Ho, I still got my money. I'd rather have the money than have you. Because clearly all all you want is the money. I'd rather have the money. You know why? I told you what I did when I was younger. Baby, I could buy some weed. The weed ain't never did me wrong. She ain't never talked to me when I ain't want to be talked to. She ain't never bothered me when I ain't want to be bothered. You know what I'm talking about? All she did was get in the car and burn slow. That's all she did. You know what I'm talking about? She had a delightful aroma, just like a scent of some good perfume. She ain't never get on my nerves, and she was always there, ready. Yeah, I'll take her. Yeah, you talking about between the ages of 16 to 24, like this here, like, yeah, man, shoot, baby, I'd rather have that weed, man. You know what I'm talking about? Absolutely. Because I ain't finna give it to you for some coochie, and and you gave it to this nigga over here for free. Oh, you don't like me if I gotta pay for it, baby. You don't even like me if I gotta ask for it. You know what I'm talking about? Because every woman know if you like a nigga, he ain't gotta ask for it. You ready to get to him. You gonna make sure you put yourself in a position for him to get it. If you don't outright say, come over here and get, see, that's free game for you. Nigga don't know that there. But if you gotta ask for it, she don't like you, bro. If you gotta be like, man, when you gonna let me hit? She don't like you, bro. She don't like you, bro. Just go ahead and just hang it up. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you're dealing in the word and you know that woman like you, that's why you have to carry yourself in a certain type of way, because you already know what's going to go down. A woman wants a man just like you want her if she like you. If that woman can be like, oh, yeah, we ain't got to do nothing. Oh, she don't like you, bro. It's going to be hard for her. It's going to be harder for her than it is for you if she like you. Now, these women might not tell you that. These sisters on here might tell you, like, yeah, he ain't lying. Yeah. Ask them how difficult it is for them to restrain themselves with a man they like versus a man they don't like. Because every one of y'all done had interactions with a nigga you don't like. You like, I hope this nigga don't ask me for some. Ugh. Don't you dare. You're going to find every excuse in the world. Oh, no, I got to go home. I got to go brush the dog. I got to go wash the roof. Nigga stay in the apartment complex. You can't even get up there. Nigga who she like to say, I can't go around there with him. Because she already know if I go around there with them, she going to be like Plies. You know that Plies song? She know that song. She used to play it all the time. See, that's why she laughed. I ain't going to say it. She know what song I'm talking about. What song I'm talking about? Oh, you ain't listening to Plies. That's how you know you were listening to that song, being fast and grown. Sneaking out the window. Sneaking out the window so you can be that man, baby. Grown little heifer. Come on, see. That's what's wrong with them. They grown. Now they grown listening. Niggas mad. Big girl listening to Sexy Red. Look here, man. If they listen to Sexy Red, it's because their mama listen to Sexy Red. Because their mama is Sexy Red. Niggas mad at Sexy Red, but wasn't mad at the city girls. Nigga, that's the definition of a whore. You got the city girls and Meg Thee Stallion, and you draw the line at Sexy Red. If we had Lil' Kim, you draw the line at Sexy Red because she hood. That's just a hood chick. Nigga, the city girls will walk around parading around as high-class prostitutes. Matter of fact, all these hoes rapping about being prostitutes. Do you not notice every man that they describe in these songs is a trick? Y'all ain't never paid attention to that? I don't listen to a lot of these whole songs. You know what I'm saying? But the songs I done caught, they describing tricking. Describing trick niggas. Now they got all these young women out here thinking that niggas is tricks. I'm only using this framework and imagery to show Yahuwah ain't no trick. He not finna pay you to be with him. That's why you don't get paid from the law. Because you think he supposed to trick off on you. I keep in the law. See, nah, he wants some faith up out you. And so that you can earn it, then he'll break you off. You know what I'm saying, man? Because see, that's why he say faith without works is dead. Because see, if you got faith and I send you on a mission, you got to believe that I'm going to reward you when you accomplish this mission. You know what I'm talking about? That's why I'm using this imagery for you, because it's something you can understand. You know what I'm saying? He said, should have had that same energy when Salt and Pepper. What? I'm talking about Pepper was out here tooting and booting on a regular basis. Always half naked booty cheeks out. But you mad with Sexy Red. You draw the line with her. Because her vagina pink and her anus brown. You draw the line with that. It's just because she hood. Shalom, Brother Herman. That's all it is. It's just because she a hood chick. Because I doubt that Meg Thee Stallion ain't saying nothing in the words. She just used better words to say the same thing. You know what I'm talking about? City Girls saying the same thing. They just literally had a song where all these hoes running around here talking about F a nigga. I don't need a nigga this and you singing this junk. And you not realizing one of these hoes getting pissed on by a nigga who like to beat up women and have sex with men. This who you listening to. A hoe who like to be urinated on for pay. This hoe volunteered for a man to urinate on her and then got in front of the whole world and told her, I like to be urinated on. And you listening to this hoe? I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. I couldn't even, boy, if I pulled up on a woman, she was listening to City Girl, she couldn't even get no penis from me. I wouldn't have sex with no woman who even, that resonate with you? You relate to that. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I don't want nothing to do with you. That speak to your character. That entertains you? What? You trying to tap into your inner hoe? You know what I'm saying? I ain't even saying that to be, I'm dead serious. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't no way. I'm not finna mess with no chick who listen to the City Girls, listen to Meg Thee Stallion, Cardi B. You listen to the Sexy Red, I know you missing at least 25,000 brain cells. At least. And your womanhood is non-existent. Ain't a tap of femininity in you. Ain't no way. That will say shit. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. You talking about a wife, man. I don't want to be married to no woman who I'm pulling up looking at you. You like to hear you listening to Hot Girl Summer. That's whole music. Hell, man, when I was young, man, I wasn't fooling with no chick talking about, y'all be bumping that Lil' Kim. I'm not fooling with you. You listen to Lil' Kim on purpose? You bought it? Nigga, it wasn't no streaming back then. You had to go buy that. You went to the store and bought that. I ain't talking about, oh yeah, when the video come on the radio, yeah, I listened to it then. No, you went to CD Warehouse and bought that on purpose. I don't want no woman like that raising my kids, man. Now I got a daughter, she gonna be a scallywag just like her mammy. I didn't think, and look here, guess what? She might not dress half naked. See, I'm not even looking at how it's the mentality, man. It's the mentality of what I'm talking about. Because if you a lady, that's not going to resonate with you. I'm talking about whether you in the word or not. That's just not going to resonate with you. Because you'll be like, shoot, I don't do none of them type of things. I ain't never tricked with a nigga. Or I want a bag. Like, if you a lady, that's not going to resonate with you. I'm talking about that little poster definitely was in every barbershop, every music store. And guess what? Nicki Minaj come back around and recreate it. Remy Ma come back around and recreate it. You know what I'm saying? She said, not at all. Didn't resonate outside the world. That woman, certain type of women, that music don't resonate with you. I guarantee you, a lot of women resonate with Meg Thee Stallion. They used to be hoes. You know what I'm saying? Now they just got sophisticated. You know what I'm talking about? But I bet they were hoes in high school and college. Tooting and booting everywhere they went. They can relate to her. Yeah, at the end of the day, I know it's entertainment, but some stuff you listen to is you relate to it. You relate to it. It's something about it that resonates with me. I remember I used to, yeah, nigga. Yeah, I don't want nothing to do with you. Because I'm going to come in the house and it's going to be Long Meat Willie in there. And I'm going to have to kill both of you for disrespecting the sanctity of my home. Yeah. Nah, I ain't gonna kill nobody. I'm gonna put you up out of here. I ain't going to jail. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all gonna get up out of here. But you got to pay attention to stuff like that's the same token on if you know this nigga is a Poindexter. Old square green bean type nigga, but all he want to listen to is gangsters killing this, that, there, and the third. There's something wrong with that nigga, man. That's not you, boy. See, with men and women it's different. See, women like to listen to whorish music because you resonate with being a hoe. Niggas like to listen to gangster music because he wish he had the heart to be a gangster. You know what I'm talking about? Man, I had a homeboy when JT Money Pimpin' on Wax came out. That nigga thought he was a pimp. Man, before that, man, that nigga was Wu-Tanged out. We all listen to it's not. I'm talking about. We all listen to Wu-Tang. We all listen to Tay. We all listen to all that stuff. But nigga, I didn't want to be Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to walk around here to I'm a pimp, nigga, pimping on wax. This some player type stuff. Like, nigga, what's wrong with you? How you let the music do you like this? That's not who you are. And that go back to my point earlier, why you got to love your turn. Because, boy, if you don't get the proper love, boy, that's how your kids get influenced by this music and all this other stuff because they don't know who they are. You know what I'm talking about? Because I done told people before, I grew up on Pac. I ain't want to be no thug because Pac was rapping about that. Nigga, I know I ain't no gangster. If you listen to a song and a song make you want to be something outside of who you really are, you need a therapist. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being funny. You need to go talk to somebody. You have a mental disease. You deficient in a lot of areas and you need help. That's not a joke. Because there's nowhere in the world. Listen, man, I listened to The Chronic at 12, 13 years old. That did not make me want to smoke no marijuana or tote no guns. Nigga, I was surrounded by niggas who were toting guns. See niggas smoking weed every day. Man, that used to be the Miami boy, used to be the back of the apartment selling plenty crack. I ain't want to sell crack because they selling it. That's what's wrong with him. Like we were talking about last night with Monte, we were talking about like he feel like a lot of them boys in Jacksonville just wanted to imitate what they seen them boys in Chicago doing. And I could agree with that to a certain extent because nobody wasn't around here dissing dead rivals and enemies till them niggas in Chicago started doing it. And then everybody wanted to repeat it. You think it's similar to being swept around? It is. Now, I will say this here. Them young niggas here were killing like them niggas were killing. They just co-opted they style with the music. But just how Brother Nate, you think it's getting caught up with every wind of doctrine, getting tossed to and fro? Absolutely. Absolutely. He said, I played GTA. That's the most I wanted from those songs. I'm not built to smoke and drink. Never. I get you. I'm just talking about the influence. The influence of music in the society around you come from a lack of love, a lack of structure, but most importantly, a lack of identity of the listener. You know what I'm talking about? So when you don't have a strong identity of self, then you'll be influenced to try to mimic what you think is popular, which will get you validation, friends, and attention that you really craving because your people didn't love you. You know what I'm saying? So when your people don't love you, you're going to become what you think is going to get you that of which you lack or that which you crave. So if you think being a hot girl or this, that, there, and the third is going to get the attention that you felt like you didn't get, then that's what you're going to do. If you feel like being a gangster is going to get you the hoes because you couldn't get no women when you was in high school, then that's what you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? But it's not, you know what I'm saying? It all go back to, that's why you got to love your churn. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to stifle them. You got to let them be who they are. If that nigga crying, let him get it out. You know what I'm talking about? And then talk to them. Okay, if your daughter's emotional, guess what? Women are emotional. Let her get it out, then talk to her. You know what I'm saying? If whatever the case may be, you got to let them be who they are and nurture who they are. That way they won't be influenced by outside things about trying to be something outside of who they are. Because if not, they're going to go where they think it's going to get them friends. It's what's going to get them attention. What's going to get them validation. And they ain't going to want to serve God after that. Come on, Sylvia, where you at with it?
Isaiah 28.
Yeah, read 15 again.
Because you have said we have made a covenant with death, and with hell we are at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves. Therefore thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, a precious corner, a sure foundation. He that believes shall not make haste. Not be ashamed. Come on. Judgment also will I lay to the line, and righteousness to the plummet, and the hail shall weep away the refuge of lies. The water shall overflow the hiding place.
Notice that he said he'll disannul your covenant with death. See, a lot of people don't look at that, this is what Mashiach would come to do, was to wipe away your agreement with death, the agreement that Adam made. I told them dudes this yesterday, and a lot of them didn't want to hear that. Like, bro, he could have let Eve die by herself. Nobody ever sits and considers that he could have let her die by himself and got another wife. Because he the son of God, he didn't partake. He could have easily put him to sleep and took another rib and just like, yeah, let's try this again. But he loved his wife. Why? Because she was flesh of his flesh and bone of his bones. He said he that loved his wife loved himself. So when he looked at his wife, he saw himself. That's not trick. That's not simping, this, that, there, and the third. That's care for self. It's magnifying the care that Yahuwah had for us and the mercy that he was going to show later and the loving kindness and compassion that he was going to show later. But niggas' heart so hard because you niggas hate women so much, and you don't hate women because they women. You hate women because the woman you like didn't like you. What I mean by that, not a woman you tried to holler at and she turned you down. I'm talking about a woman who you liked, who you were involved with, but she didn't like and love you the same way that you did. And she did you dirty and you upset by that. You know what I'm talking about? Because you didn't recognize. See, you know, here the women tell you, you can eat a man who likes you more than you like him. Man, that ain't never gonna work. If you're dealing with a man who like you more than you like him, that means you don't like him at all. You know why them older women tell you that? Because they want you to be in a position of power to dominate this man. Because any woman with some sense knows she wants a man who she could admire, which means she would have to like him as much or more than he likes her, because there's no way that she gonna look at him and say, I'm gonna follow him. She can't follow a nigga who into her more than she is to him, because she know I got this nigga's by his balls. He ain't no man to admire. Because I can tell him to skip and he gonna say, how many times? She can't respect it. You know what I'm talking about? She can't respect it. It's not gonna work. Because guess what? You got to love Yahuwah more than he love you. Because how you gonna manifest? He done already manifested a greater love than this, that a man lay his life down for his friends. So guess what? You gonna have to do what? Come equal or greater than the love he showed, because at bare minimum, you're gonna have to lay your life down for him. At bare minimum. So the reciprocity is going to be equal or greater on your end. Why? Because you owe him, he don't owe you. Because you needed him, he didn't need you. You know what I'm talking about? That's why when you hit even, that's why, hey man, you run across a woman, she say she want a partner, walk away. You don't want no woman who want a partner, you want a woman who want a husband. You know what I'm talking about? Because if she want a partner, nigga, she want to rule you. You don't pay attention to stuff like, ain't no woman talking about, I want me a partner. That means she don't want no, what is a husband? He's the head and the leader. That means she don't want no husband. She don't want no man. She want a man. She wants a woman with a penis. I'm not talking about no doggone tranny. I'm talking about a man who has the heart and mind of a woman, but with men genitalia. You understand? She really wants a woman. She don't want no man. Because it's always going to be conflict. And I'm saying this here because this is why people don't follow the word, because they want Yahuwah to be a man. That's why people say, if I was God, I would do this here, because you want him to be like how you want him to be so you can dominate him. People don't pay attention to that type of conversation. You know what I'm saying? A man who loves y'all more than anything is more important. In fact, I definitely would want a man who would love me as much as I love. It has to be equal or greater on the woman, or it's not going to work. Because if she doesn't respect you. When I say she doesn't respect you, I'm talking about the admiration. You know what I'm talking about? It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Not be positive for you as a man. It's not gonna work. But they say I don't want a partner. As soon as I hear that, I'm good. I'm talking about I'm gone. I don't want no one talking about let's build a kingdom together. Yeah, I'm out. Because when you say that, that means saying that you want equity in it. You know what I'm talking about? Which means you want. See, you got to pay attention to them subtle things. She's telling you what her character is. She don't want to be a part of something. She wants to be the head of it. See, a wife, a feminine counterpart, wants to be a part of what you got going on. You know what I'm talking about? She don't want you to I bring this and you bring this and then we're a power couple. That's a freak hole. You know what I'm talking about? And when I say that, I'm not talking about a freak hoe in the aspect of having sex with multiple men. I'm talking about this is a wild, freakish, rebellious woman in the heart. You know what I'm saying? This is a Jezebel. And what I mean by Jezebel, she's looking to manipulate and rule over a weak man and crush anything that opposes her desires, like how Jezebel killed the prophets. Because the prophets were opposing her and her husband wasn't going to stand up to her. So guess what they were? He had a partner and she was ruling in his kingdom. No, I don't know who wants that. Who wants that? Nobody but a buster. So when you hear a woman talk like that, man, you got to slide. You don't entertain that. That's not a woman even worthy of having sex with. That's where you have to get up as a man. If she don't meet certain criteria as a wife, why would you have sex with her? Much less entertain her. Much less spend your resources on her. Why would you do that? Because she say she an Israelite? Yeah, find the Bible, go in the bathroom, cut all the lights on. Say Candyman 3 times, and then hand that Bible to Candyman so he can slap you upside your head. You know what I'm talking about? He'll show up for you. He don't mind. He ready to slap you with that Bible because you stupid. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't make sense. Yahuwah ain't got no partners. You know what I'm saying? Like he got a wife. That man ain't got no wife. He don't need no wife. He said it wasn't good for man to be alone. How is going to be Yahuwah need to be? See, you know how stupid that is? Oh, he got to have a wife. So you saying it wasn't good for him to be alone, so he made a wife? So you think he like you and he need what you need? He don't need no help meet, dummy. But man did. But see, people want to hear that, man. Y'all ain't got to agree with nothing. I say you can unsubscribe with all that. But I ain't finna teach no young man to be no sucker, no trick, and run behind no woman, man. You go out here and handle your business. If the Lord love you, he'll put the right woman in your path, and you'll know it when you see it. You know what I'm talking about? See, a lot of you niggas don't love God, and he don't love you. That's why he let you get caught up with them hoes. And then some of y'all stupid. You got a decent woman, and you too goddamn retarded and hard-headed and stubborn and arrogant to realize it. You know what I'm talking about? That's why stuff don't go your way. Because he told you that in Peter, didn't he? You know what I'm talking about? That's why the stuff don't go your way, because you're stupid. You know what I'm saying? You stop being stupid, stuff go your way. You know what I'm talking about? For real though, man. I done heard some of these brews out here, man. I be like, well, you did that. Man, look at man. One nigga told me a story about it. I said, well, that nigga, that's stupid. I said, well, don't call that nigga. I'm gonna tell him about it. He said, please don't call that nigga. That nigga stupid. You know what I'm saying? Look at, boy, you got some women out here, boy, you can fall off, boy, and they gonna hold it down and not look down on you. If she love you and she down with you, she be like, I know you bounce back, especially if you got a track record of getting to it. You know what I'm saying? She ain't gonna mind. She'll hold it down for a year or two, won't have no problem. Because she already knowing, shoot, that nigga gonna bounce back. I'm watching him, what he doing. It's just a hard time, but it's my nigga. I love him. I'm riding with him. See, a lot of these women you fooling with, nigga, he ain't got a track record of nothing but having tracks in his drawers, a doo-doo. Because he don't wipe good. Then you shocked. He been out there playing mad in that do-dirty house. Well, he was playing that mad in that do-dirty house when you met him. And guess what you thought? I put this thing on him and love him. He'll be a good man. Guess what? It's been 5 years. This nigga still ain't got a job. He still ain't got a job. You know what I'm talking about? He's still getting up every day for 9 o'clock. You think he going out there to look at a job. He at do-dirty house. Playing 2K. No, they done came out with NCAA 25. That boy finna be playing with Shadura Sanders every day. You gonna think he out there working. You wonder, how you been out there going out every day? You ain't come back with no money. Man, shoot, they keep playing with my check. And you believed it. Boy, you know it's a woman right now believe a nigga who said they keep playing with my check. Because he done left the house every day. I don't know what them crackers got going on, baby. You know what I'm saying? I've been working. That nigga ain't went nowhere. I'm telling you, it's a woman right now. She was like, that's my life story. That happened to me last week. Did you put him out? No, I still got him in there. I hate you, Jody. That's her life. Come on, man. Where you at with it?
Isaiah 28.
Yeah, we good. Come back to Genesis 49. See, they're laughing just like my dog has seen this skit. He said, boy, I hope this is a skit of this lady who says she got pregnant by another man and her husband stayed with her. But, you know, even if it's a skit, it's still based in things that happen in real life. Like this stuff happened in real life. You know what I'm saying? It's some low down. I know people don't like to talk about it, act like just women be something. There's some low down, dirty women out here. Just like there's some low down, dirty dudes out here. You know what I'm saying? And depending on where you come from and where you live will dictate the experience of the things that you done seen. Because, boy, I done seen some low-down, scallywag women, boy, and I seen it young to the point that I wouldn't put nothing past no woman. Just like I done seen some dudes backdoor their homeboys and put a bullet in their brain. So I'm not putting nothing past nobody. I know a human being is capable of doing anything at any given time, especially if they believe it's going to benefit their self-interest. You know what I'm saying? I don't live in this la-la world. We all kings and queens and our people are so great. Nigga, you crazy as all our dogs, man. Man, you better make sure you know who you dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And deal with who you know. Because if you don't, shoot, you be around here in the back crying. You say, you know how my money works. It's in my savings. It's hard to get it moved to check it. It usually take a few days. I heard that. Because, shoot, boy, See, you get married, that's done different, man. That's your old lady, man. She do X, Y, Z. You know, she need whatever. You know what I'm talking about? You got to hit your old lady off, but you talking about that's not your old lady? Man, you ain't got no business giving no woman no money. That's not your wife, man. You ain't got no business doing, especially if she ain't doing nothing in your life. That's insane. See, some women, that's how we look at cooking and cleaning. Nah, baby, that's not the same. I'm going to tell you right now. You go into a man's house and cleaning his house, that's not the same. I wouldn't let you come to my house and clean it personally because I know you're going to feel like I owe you. You know what I'm talking about? But that's just me. But cooking food, though, that's not the same as me going outside and getting some resources. It's not even the same. That's not even equal. When we make your house a home, I can make my own house a home. That's not equal. It's just not equal. You know how you know that? Get Romans 9:1 and you can see how it ain't equal. I want you to look at it from a godly perspective, so I'm using natural terms. I know it's going to offend some people, and I can't do nothing about that because your mama clearly didn't hug you and your daddy was a buster. You know what I'm talking about? But, hey, maybe you can be something better.
So I say the truth of Mashiach, I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Ruach HaKadosh that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Mashiach for my brethren, my kinsmen according to the flesh. For Israelites to whom the adoption.
To the whom the what?
The adoption.
And the
esteem and the covenants and the giving of the law, and the service and the promises, who the fathers and of whom, as concerning the flesh, Mashiach came, who was over all.
Look at what we just read. Is that not equal to what provision would be from a man to a woman? That's not equal. You keeping the commandments is not equal to that. Read it again. What he gave him. He said he gave you what? The service, the covenants.
So who are Israelites to whom the adoption.
So you got adopted to become the people of God.
The esteem,
the honor of being the people of God, and the covenants or the agreements with being the people of God,
the giving of the law,
and I gave you my instructions,
and the service,
and then I served you,
and the promises,
and then I made you promises of faith of a reward if you believe on my name. You keeping the commandments is equal to say I cook and clean. That's not equal. That's not equal. That trumps what you offering all the way around the board. That's why in this generation they come, provision is more than money. So then it's just up in the ante. So now he got to provide spiritually and emotionally, this, that, then. How do you provide emotions? That doesn't even make sense. You can't say somebody caretaking your emotions is providing emotionally, because providing is offering something to someone that they do not have. So how can I provide you with emotion? That means you want a woman. Because as a man, I can't provide. What am I? I'm supposed to provide you with feelings? How does that even make sense? I could understand providing spiritually, but that means that this man would have to be connected to God to be able to do that. That means he would actually have to fear Yahuwah, serve Yahuwah, believe in Yahuwah, hope in Yahuwah. That's the only way that he could be able to provide spiritually. Because outside of that, what does that mean? What does that look like? because it's just a general statement that people throw out, but then they turn around and say if a man don't provide, he's not this, that, there, and the third. So it's all a means to get you to be who they want you to be instead of who Yahuwah told you to be. And that's why you can't get caught up in concern. Nothing no woman talking about. Because 99.9% of the time, the type of man she telling you to be is opposite of the type of man Yahuwah ordained you to be. And you need to be the man your God told you to be. And if the man that your God told you to be ain't good enough for her, she don't deserve a man of God. She deserves them sinners around the corner. You know what I'm talking about? That kind of go with this nigga we're talking about before. If you took the time to develop yourself to become a man of God, then certain women don't qualify to be with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you supposed to know that. It's the same way, man. If you took your time to develop yourself into a man who made a lot of money, you ain't supposed to be fooling with no chick who in the projects. She supposed to be disqualified. You fooling? Well, shoot, I'm gonna mention a project that some of y'all might not know, because don't nobody live there no more. I don't even think they tore down the buildings yet. They might not. Boy, you worth $10 million and you going to Roosevelt to get you a chick. You know about Roosevelt? Boop, you know about Roosevelt? Roosevelt Gardens. You know about Roosevelt? I know you know about Roosevelt. You don't know about Roosevelt? Who on here know about Roosevelt Gardens, man? Who know about it? It's been empty for a long time. It's probably been empty now about 15 years. I'm gonna wait to see if anybody on here know about Roosevelt Gardens first before I tell you where it's at. You don't know where it's at? Y'all ain't from Jacksonville. They used to go down to Roosevelt Garden one time a day, and it was one way in, one way out. That's why I used to like to go on Washington Heights, because that's one way in and one way out. Them niggas go to tripping up out of there, boy, you can't even get up out that hole. Straight up, who you telling, boy? When I was a little boy, you know what I'm saying? Boy, y'all had mercy on his soul, boy. Richard kept me out there. You know what I'm saying? With my doggone auntie, kept me out there in Cleveland Arms. One way in, one way out. You know what I'm saying? I've been having a lot of flashbacks since my mama died, remembering certain stuff, you know what I'm saying, that I ain't thought about. Yeah, you don't know about Roosevelt Garden, man. Roosevelt Garden is right over there by the plaza. It's right over there by the hospital. Right over there off 13th and Mount Green. Right off in that area right there. They've been closed for a long time. Oh, no. It ain't on Roosevelt. You know what I'm saying? Technically, you could say that's not out east. You know what I'm saying? It's really Brentwood. That junk, you know what I'm saying? It's, you know where that community garden is, man? What that David Street over there? You know where that community garden is? That's what Roosevelt was on. It's still there, but it's just a fence there. That's why I say I don't think they tore down the buildings. Roosevelt been empty for about 15, maybe 20 years. Notorious project. A lot of niggas died out there. You know what I'm talking about? You had that in the plaza, right around the corner. A lot of niggas died around there. We used to be out there all the time. Because it was niggas we knew who was out there. You know what I'm saying? So nigga be out there. You know what I'm talking about? Nigga be like, man, shoot, man, get me from around here, man. Them hoes out there was ratchet. You know what I'm talking about? What? Have a nigga at your doorstep put that thing to you, boy. This is what I mean by nigga done seen certain stuff, man. You can't put nothing past nobody, man. I learned at an early age from a multitude of different ways, man. Shalom, Brother Morgan, man. You can't think with your wood, man. That junk could get you killed. You know what I'm saying? That junk could get you killed. All that obsessing about a woman, you know, all that junk could get you killed. Because she might have a dude who she really liked. Like, I done fooled with a chick who was messing with dudes, but I was a nigga she liked. Like, I can set that nigga up. Baby, I don't do that type of stuff. But for her, it was more so, this nigga's in my face flogging with his material items. I don't like this nigga for real. If there's a way that I could extract his resources and give them to you, I'm going to do it. And you got women who like that. Like, I got this dude over here. I like him. And when I say I got love for him. I fool with him. I rock with him. But this nigga in my face doing this here. or flogging, showing me what he got. I don't really like him like that. How can I get what he got so my people can get it? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, people kick their game out here on these streets, man, and you're going to be living foolish if you don't think that's reality. Do you know what I'm talking about? And once you see people kick their game like that, it's not that you looking at women crazy. You just understanding human behavior. You can't put nothing past nobody. That's why the text tell you don't look at men above that which is written. You know what I'm saying? Meaning you don't put people on a pedestal. You don't walk around here blind. You know what I'm talking about? Because, boy, that junk can cost you your life out here on these streets, man. You know what I'm saying? And when I say your life, I ain't even talking about your natural life. I'm talking about your sanity. Your sanity. Your mind could be gone. Come on, man. Genesis 49 and 25. We'll deal with the shepherd part later. You ain't got to believe me. As a matter of fact, give thanks that you ain't even been around that type of stuff. And I wasn't around it ingrained. It's just the people I hung with or grew up with, you know what I'm saying? They know somebody, and then we out here together. You know what I'm saying? And then you just boom, boom, boom. There be certain stuff like, man, Roosevelt, one of the places, man, you can't go around there without no pistol. And you ain't even got to be on no crime. Like, man, you better have a gun on you. You know what I'm saying? You can't go in the plaza without no pistol. Nigga, we used to be out there gambling in Palm Terrace playing Madden. Man, you can't go around there without no pistol. Man, we used to be out east. You damn sure can't go out east without no pistol. My homeboy used to sell weed out the window. And he didn't even open the window all the way. I'm in there calling around here, come sit around here with me, man. As soon as I walk in the door, this nigga pushed me a gun. And he ain't pushing me no gun on no crazy stuff. He like, shoot, boy, you gonna have to hold this. You gonna sit in here. I'm like, nigga, why you even call me around here? You could have came where I was at if you wanted to smoke. I don't want to sit around here. Because I wasn't selling drugs then. So I'm like, I don't want to sit around here. I don't want to be anywhere I have to have a gun in my hand, not on my lap. Not on my waist, in my hand. I want to go home. Come on, man.
Say, even by the Elohim of your father, who shall help you? By the Almighty, who shall baruch you with blessings of Shamahim above? Mm-hmm. Blessing of the deep that lie under.
The blessings of the who?
Of the deep that lie under.
And the blessings of the what?
The breast.
And the what?
Of the womb.
The blessings of your father.
Have prevailed above the blessings of my progenitors.
Unto the what?
Utmost bound of the everlasting.
They shall be on the head of who?
Joseph.
On the crown of who?
The head of him that was separate from his brother.
Now go ahead and tell them what to run that deep again, man. I want to bring that back to mind because we talking about the blessings of the field, and I want to run that back.
That's to home, deep steps, deep places, abyss,
the abyss,
the sea, the grave.
The grave. You know, this is the same word used in Genesis. Genesis 1. Go ahead and read it for him. Genesis 1:1.
In the beginning, Elohim created Shamahim and the earth was without form and void.
Tell them what void is, man.
But who? That's emptiness, void, waste, and undistinguishable ruin. Emptiness.
Emptiness. Go ahead.
And darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Ruach of Elohim moved upon the face of the water.
Now tell them what deep is. It's to home, if you hadn't figured it out. Mm-hmm. It's dark. He said it was what on the Tehom? Darkness, right? Mm-hmm. It's darkness in the grave. So this man had to come and do something, man. Zechariah 9 and what? 17. Tell me what that says, man.
He said, for how great his goodness, how great his beauty. Corn shall make the young man cheerful.
That is 9 and 9. Or 10 and 11, somewhere in there.
Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O daughter of Jerusalem. Behold, your king come unto you. He is just, having salvation, lowly, and riding upon an ass, and upon a colt the foal of an ass. I will cut off the chariot from Ephraim and the horse from Jerusalem.
Come on.
The battle bow shall be cut off. He shall speak shalom unto the heathen. and his dominion from sea to sea, from the river to the ends of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
As for you also, by the blood of your covenant,
By the blood of your what?
Of your covenant, I have sent forth your prisoners out of the pit wherein no water.
He sent forth your prisoners out of the pit where there was no water. That's interesting, is it not? Shalom, Sister Kevin. That's interesting. Now come back to John 5:25 on the house. Matter of fact, before you do that, give me Psalms 30:1.
I will extol you, O Yahuwah, for you have lifted me up and have not made my foes rejoice over me.
See how death didn't rejoice over him, did it? Come on.
O Yahuwah, my Elohim, I cried unto you, you have healed me. O Yahuwah, you have brought up my soul from the grave. You have kept me alive, that I should not go down.
You brought up my soul from the what?
From the grave.
That I should not go down into the what?
To the pit.
Come on.
Sing unto Yahuwah, O you saints of his, and give thanks at the remembrance of his Kadash. For his anger, a moment, and his favor, life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy in the morning. In my prosperity, I said, I shall never be moved.
See, look at this here, right? He said, weeping might endure for what? But joy coming when?
In the morning.
He said, what manner of communications are these that you what? Sad, ain't it? That weeping endured for a night, but joy came because they came early on the Sabbath. He was gone. What I mentioned that this here, right? And again, it go back of the blessings of the field, the blessings of obedience of Deuteronomy 28. He said, blessed be you in the field. Now, I think we led off with it at the beginning of this conversation, how he was blessed in the field because he took him into that garden and he resurrected from the dead. So what does that mean? What does that mean? He said that the blessings of the deep in the grave where there was no darkness, that man brought light to the darkness. How do we know that? Because he preached to the spirits in prison. So when we look at this situation, even with my mama passing, like I told you, man, she's been in the word for a decade. So at this point, it's by the grace of Elohim that she be sealed, because ain't no darkness where she at. It may seem like that to those who have no hope. Ain't no darkness where Sister Ophir yet. Ain't no darkness where Gold at. You know what I'm talking about? Why? Because John 5:25, run that for me. Then we come back to Psalm 30.
Truly, truly, I say unto you, the hour is coming, and now is, when the dead shall hear the voice of the Son of Elohim, they that hear shall live.
He said, well, the dead shall hear the who?
The voice of the Son of Elohim.
So if they hear the voice, guess what they heard? They heard the word. And the word is what? Light. And the light is the life of what? Men. And what the light of Elohim is, there's what? Life. Because Elohim is what? Light, and no part what? Darkness. Amen, Brother Ernest. Come on with it.
For as the Abba have life in himself, so have he given to the Son.
He says, so as the Abba have life in himself, so shall the who?
So have he given to the Son to have life in himself. And have given him authority to execute.
So if the Son got life in himself, guess what that means? Guess what that means? That means it's he in you and you in him. Guess what you got in you? You got life in you. Wherever the word is, John 6:63. John 6:63. John 6:63.
Says Ruach that quicken, the flesh profit nothing.
The words
that I speak unto you are Ruach and are life.
And how we know that? Because the tree of life, you say, man, where the word is, there's life. You know, these dudes were arguing today talking about the Spirit of Christ and the Holy Ghost, not the same thing. Nigga, it's the same thing. Different verbiage to describe, but they be getting on some other stuff because they be arguing Godhead stuff. You understand? Because he say, well, the Ruach of the Lord is, there's what? Freedom. Guess what you've been free from? Death. I be telling these people, man, you get caught up on Israelite this, Israelite that, and you forget before you was an Israelite, you had a problem because in Adam, we all died, and you don't care about that. And that's why the word is not profiting you, because you don't understand that this man redeemed you from a greater enemy than the captivity in another man's land. He delivered you from the captivity of sin and death. That's what he set you free from. Shalom, Amuna. And you don't want to be free from that because you niggas like beating your meat. You like telling lies. You like being contentious. You like being a whoremonger. You like being a coward. You like being faithless. You like having idols in your heart. You like all of these things. You don't want to be free from that. You know what I'm talking about? That's when these people go to talking. Everybody is so speak for yourself, brother. He said, man, it's mandatory or required for me to give a book, chapter, and verse when speaking this. Is it? No, man, let me tell you something real, man. And you know I done told y'all this before. Book tell you, man, the understanding is like a wellspring of life. Most of the time, man, you could give people book, chapter, and verse, but I'm one like this here, man. You got to lay that word up in your heart, you dig? And when that word is in your heart, man, that word going to flow up out of you. And if they got an ear to hear, man, give me John 8:44. John 8:44. I'll let the Lord tell you to play. John 8:44. Make it 42 on the high.
Yahushua said unto them, if Elohim were your Abba, you would love me, for I proceeded forth and came from Elohim, neither came I out of myself, but he sent me. Why do you not understand my speech?
Because you cannot
hear my word.
Why?
You are of your father the devil, the lust of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there's no truth in him. When he speak a lie, he speak of his own, for he's a liar and the father of it.
Come on.
Because I tell you the truth, you believe me not.
Come on.
Which of you convince me of sin?
And if not,
if I say the truth, why do you not believe me?
He that is of who?
Elohim.
He that is of who?
Of Elohim.
Hears who?
Elohim word.
You hear them not?
Because you are not of Elohim.
Man, if the word in you, man, and the word flowing out your mouth, if they of God, they going to hear God's words. If they don't hear him, it don't matter if you give them a book, chapter, and verse. It don't matter. See, I'm going to be honest with you, man. See, the book, chapter, and verse conversation is for the debates and arguments on the internet. Now, I'm going to be real with you, man. I ain't never had nobody in the street say book, chapter, and verse, ever. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm going to keep it a beam with you. I done been out there with people and they ask certain questions. They say, you know, you got to try to. I say, baby, I know what you were doing. You did what the book told you to do. Why I'm going to be mad at you because you did what God told you to do? But I'm going to keep it real with you, man. When I used to be out there in them streets, man, moving and grooving, man, I ain't had nowhere to lay at. You know what I'm talking about? And I told you, man, my cousin bought me a backpack, and I'm talking about, boy, it had to be the Lord, because the backpack had a pocket in the back that was the exact same size of the family Bible that was actually my mama's that I commandeered when I came home from prison. You know what I'm talking about? And I used to be out there, man, and it'd come in my spirit every time, man. But you ain't got time to go in there. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to have time to always open up no app on your phone and do all that type of stuff. You ain't got time to do all that there, man. That thing got to be right here. When I say in your heart, man, we're not talking about in the heart that beat in your chest. You talking about your inner man. That word got to be in your inner man. You know what I'm talking about? And when you hear somebody off with that word, man, they're going to receive that word. And if they don't receive that word, it's because they're not of God. You can't do nothing about that. Ah, man, shoot. Praise you, man. Shoot. Ain't no, that's a light thing. Say, I never heard people ask for book, chapter, and verse till I came on. Oh yeah, that's an internet thing. You know what I'm saying? That's an Israelite internet thing. Whether it was Facebook, whether it was Clubhouse, whether it was Google Hangout, whether it was Blog Talk Radio, that's a specifically an Israel. Shoot, even Christians too. That is a theological phrasing, because these are people battling over the word, so they always gonna say book, chapter, and verse. But when you outside with real people, ain't nobody gonna ask you for no book. They might ask you, where did I say that in the Bible? I ain't never heard that before. That's different. Then you could tell them, oh yeah, that's in such and such, such and such. You know what I'm saying? But most people, man, I'm gonna be real with you. I just told a dude this the other day. I say, bro, if you would approach me with what you talking about on the street, bro, I'll walk away from you. You know what I'm saying? Because I say, man, it come in, man. We can't be so gung, and I'm not saying you like that, brother Ernest. We can't be so gung-ho that we feel like, hey, man, I need to hit a nigga. Oh, I need to, like I see the nigga, you got to be out here doing the work. That's one of the biggest mistakes that Israelites do, that they telling everybody they need to do the work. That's not in the book. That's why it's so much bad dope on the street. Because somebody who's sunk by God need to ordain you for you to go. Not you found out you were Israelite and you learned a few precepts and now you feel like it's your duty to teach people. You finna dutifully go to hell and take a whole bunch of people with you. Because you're not skilled in what you're doing. Now, that's another thing if you're declaring the greatness of your God and you declaring the greatness of his mercy, of his salvation. See, you have to know the difference of where you giving esteem or blessing his name, like we talked about last week, man, giving reverence to his name, things like that. Or you calling yourself, I want to teach some word, because it's different. And again, ain't no such thing as a testimony like people tell you. See, you're not testifying when you talk about the things that you went through. You just bearing witness to your own life. That's not no testifying. You testify of the Son. Testify literally means to bear witness. That's literally what it means. You know what I'm talking about? So when you testify, you're supposed to be testifying of the wonderful works of God. The wonderful works of God ain't got nothing to do with your personal life. All you're doing is giving praise. If it's something that went your way, you know what I'm talking about? And it went in a fashion where you knew it was Yahuwah, and now you want his name to be magnified. But I know that's a church thing. Come up here and give your testimony. When really, you're not really trying to esteem God. And I'm not saying this is none of y'all per se. This is just my perception of what I done seen. You understand? It's more of a way for a person to get attention on themselves. That's why everybody wants you to run and give a testimony. But when you see the book, when he said testify, he said testify of Yahuwah. That means you have to testify according to what he said and what he did, not what he did for you personally. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Just looking at it, man, and how they operate, man, that's a female state of mind. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be careful with that. That's why a lot of brothers with the word ineffective, because you operate with the mind of a woman. You're trying to offer the word of Yahuwah with a feminine mindset. It's never going to be effective. Because he can't dwell in you. He like, look at this sucker nigga right here. He think I'm finna dwell in this nigga a hoe. He may not use that verbiage, but he gonna say the same. You weak, you a coward. Didn't that man say one of the first people gonna go in the lake as a coward? Get it, Revelation 21:7, and then tell him what coward mean in the Greek.
He that overcomes shall inherit all things. I will be his Elohim. He shall be my son.
See, any man who overcome become his son. He can't be no coward. But ain't no coward in him.
But the fearful,
and the unbelieving,
and the abominable,
and the who,
murderers,
and who else,
whoremongers,
and what else,
sorcerers, idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burn with fire and brimstone.
Tell them what fearful mean. That's what I meant when I said coward. Because remember, cowards are scared of confrontation.
That's delos, timid, fearful, faithless.
That's tough. That's what make you a coward. You're weak and you're faithless. So there's no way in the world you're gonna be able to. That's why he say he got that son of Adam, made him strong for himself. And then when he made him strong, when he resurrected from the dead, he strengthened his brethren. Then he told Peter, when you get converted, to do what? Strengthen your brethren. See, that's when he told you. He said, he that is strong, let him what? Support the weak. What were we looking at in Psalm 41? Blessed is he who considers the poor. What does that mean? He that's weak, he that is grieved. See, a lot of people sit back, man, you know, be strong, this, that, then the third. But what does that mean? What does that look like? How do you do that? See, it's easy for us to tell somebody to be strong, but do you know how to strengthen a man? I'm not saying that as a knock on nobody. I'm saying that's a question that you have to ask yourself. Do you know how to do that? Matter of fact, look at here. Just keep it a bean. Do you know how to strengthen yourself? Because if you don't know how to strengthen yourself, you ain't going to be able to strengthen another person. That go back to what we were talking about last week. When the Lord was down, he went and prayed, and then what did he do? He sent Malachim to do what? So when you looking at strengthening him, that go back to what we were talking about. He that is Elohim, here's Elohim word. That means that word would flow out of you. It ain't gonna be no, let me open up this scripture to you. The faith of God would flow out of your mouth. You would know what to say. Or like he said in Isaiah 50. Let me say that, say you wouldn't know what to say, but like he said in Isaiah 50, he gave me a word and Duke's going to get it for him. I know the book tell it to you. Pick it up in verse 1. Ain't going to hurt nobody.
I say, if Yahuwah were the bill of your mother's divorce, whom I have put away, or which of my creditors to whom I have sold you, behold, for your iniquities have you sold yourselves, and for your transgressions is your mother put away. Wherefore, when I came, no man, when I called, none to answer. My hand shortened at all that it cannot redeem, or have I no power to deliver? Behold, in my rebuke I dry up the sea, I make the rivers a wilderness, their fish stink because no water,
Come on,
and die for thirst. I clothe Shamahim with blackness, and I make sackcloth their covering. Yahuwah Elohim have given me the tongue of the learned.
Of the who? Pause. Tell them what learned means. He said, Yahuwah gave me the tongue of the learned.
Lamud, taught, learned.
This somebody who he done taught or a disciple. Come on.
That I should know how to speak a word in season to him that is weary.
Tell him what weary means. So if you don't have the tongue of the learned, you're not going to be able to speak a word in due season to somebody who is what?
Weary. That's your off. That's faint, weary, fatigued, exhausted.
Somebody who's exhausted, who's faint. Remember, he said he will renew your strength. So that means one who has learned, the word is in him that he be able. And what make him learn? Go on and give me 1 John chapter 2, verse 24. And I'm going to show you how this still lie back to the blessings of the deep. Because you want to know what came out the blessings of the, I got a little time. Go ahead.
Saying, let that therefore abide in you which you have heard from the beginning. If that which you have heard from the beginning shall remain in you, you also shall continue in the Son. And
he said that which you heard from the beginning. If you heard something from the beginning, that means somebody taught it to you. Come on.
And this is the promise that he had promised us, eternal life. These have I written unto you concerning them that seduce you. But the anointing which you have received of him abide in you. You need not that any man teach you, but as the same anointing teach you of all things, and is truth, and is no lie, even as it is taught you, you shall abide in him.
See that anointing? That's the Ruach HaKodesh. Remember, he said he'll bring to remembrance everything that he said unto you. You also remember that he said that the Ruach will comfort you. You know what I'm talking about? Now, there can be also situations like you read in Psalms with David, where he said, my soul refused to be comforted. Because you have to remember, you still a human being. You know what I'm talking about? I told you the other day, you know what I'm saying? Sitting there watching like this here, man, watching for 5 to 6 minutes, man, knowing that my mama dead. Like, nigga, there's no that preacher right there. That's just her son. Nigga, I had to view that. Then, and to be honest with you, I'm a different type of individual. So I know with something like that, that can have a trigger in the brain. So I have to be aware of myself. You know what I'm talking about? But see, I already know I ain't had no sleeping problems. See, you want to know when something affecting your brain, you can't sleep. You can't eat. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's different. I don't want to talk. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk because I don't want to keep talking about my mama being dead. Do you know what I'm saying? Just leave me alone. Let me grieve how I need to grieve, and then I'll talk to you. Because I got somebody, I know they just want to keep talking to me. I don't want to talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, just leave me alone. There's no disrespect. You should know that. You think I just want to have a random conversation? Now, I ain't saying that to be funny. Nigga, I watched my mama die, nigga. I don't want to just sit here and talk to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up and down. There's no disrespect. I don't want to talk. Period. Yeah, I'll be able to talk in a minute, but right now, nigga, it ain't even been a week. You think I want to have random conversations? You know what I'm talking about? Then I just had to call these people to pick her body up. Nigga already know it's real. Nigga, I watched it. It get even realer, nigga, like, damn, I just called these people to pick up her body, man. You know what I'm saying? Now I got to go down here next week, man, and set this junk up to put her in the ground, man. You know what I'm saying? That junk hit different. And I ain't talking about you knew they were sick and you watching them. I'm like, nigga, they trying to save her. This nigga dead. And I know she dead. Because the dude told me, he said, is she getting an electrical current in her heart, but it's not pushing no blood to her organs. I'm like, nigga, that's the pacemaker. That's not her heart. That's the pacemaker. The pacemaker, when you're doing the CPR, is shooting the electrical charge to make her heart pump, but her heart is done. You know what I'm saying? And I know this because I'm watching it. Because when they called Cold Blue, nigga, I already knew it was her before somebody even came around the corner. So I beat them around the corner. Nigga, I had to watch that. You know what I'm talking about? This nigga's gone. Yeah, nigga, you ain't gonna be on this stuff with these niggas tell you this, that, there, and the third. Cause I already came to this conclusion. Your will gonna be done regardless. If she gonna live, she gonna live. If she ain't gonna live, she ain't gonna live. That's outside of my control. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't got nothing to do with that. But I also know this here. She was on a particular thing for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? Along with having open heart surgery with a pacemaker. Her heart not that strong enough for that type of stress. I don't know if y'all ever seen somebody on dialysis. That is very stressful on your body. Which is why you, of course, you know, because that's why she come home from dialysis and go in there and go to sleep. You know what I'm talking about? Ain't gonna be no you bouncing around, moving around. And this nigga would come back from dialysis around noontime and might not really get up and go to moving around till 7, 8, 9 o'clock that evening. Nigga, a whole day's work, day shift done went down before she could actually get up. Now, the day she don't go, yeah, you be like, yeah, you see on Saturday, she moving and grooving. Well, Friday night, she might not come up out of there until about 9 o'clock. He know he been in here. That junk do it wear on your body, man. You know what I'm saying? It wear on your body. Because your blood ain't really supposed to be cycled in and out of you like that. You know what I'm talking about? Remember, he said the life is in the what? So if the life is in the blood, see, why did I say that? Like I just mentioned, right? He said, hey, the heart is not pumping to push blood to the organs. It's one of the things he mean when he say the life is in the blood, because the blood is what keeps all the organs working. When there's no blood to the organs, there is no life. See, your brain can still be alive. It's for shooting electrical charge. That's what they're talking about, being brain dead. You know what I'm saying? You have vitals in your brain, but in actual, and that's only when you become deprived of oxygen for too long. So that's when dude came to me, I'm like, nigga, she's already dead, bro. Y'all been doing CPR for 7 minutes almost. That's too long without oxygen. It's over. But he just came to me and said, hey, I can't put her on the ventilator. We can keep going. Or, nah, bro. Just go ahead and just stop that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not finna sit here and just keep watching that. That's like stabbing your own self in the chest. You're prolonging the inevitable. But what I done told you plenty of times, man, you know what I'm talking about? Death does not affect the person who died. It's affecting the people who left behind. See, in your selfishness, you'll want them to keep doing something because you don't want this. They already gone. You know what I'm saying? See, we had this conversation last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, because it was a brother on Clubhouse, man. He got on there, man. He was being very vulnerable to perfect strangers because his uncle killed himself. So he was discussing that, and a goofy weirdo nigga had the unmitigated gall to talk about how his uncle going to hell for committing suicide. And I say, of all the times to want to have a theological conversation, nigga, this ain't the time. But as we was explaining to a brother, man, and I talked to y'all about this before, because like, is suicide a sin? Let me tell you something, man. It's not how you died, it's the state you died. If you died in your sins, you committing suicide is the least of your problems. And I asked this nigga, I said, well, how you feel about Saul committing suicide? Because that's what he did. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm gonna be honest with you. Depending on the situation, when you look at it, committing suicide was deemed the death of dishonor. You know what I'm talking about? Is there an explicit text that tell you not to do it? No, but common sense tell you not to do that. But then, and I told Jimmy this a long time ago, because he was talking about somebody I knew, and a lot of people be talking about somebody kill themselves, they selfish. I say, imagine how selfish you are to tell a nigga he's selfish because he's dealing with mental pressure and squeezing on his brain and sadness so great that he felt like life wasn't worth living. And you have the nerve to call him selfish. Not once did you even think about, damn, how bad was it for a nigga that he don't want to live no more? You ain't think about that. That didn't run across your brain. Do you understand how sad and how much pain somebody got to be in to actually, I ain't talking about talking about it. I'm talking about going the length to saying, I don't want to live. So I'm going to pick up this gun and pull the trigger. I'm going to drive to this bridge and jump off it. I'm going to take these pills and swallow them. You understand? Then you take into account people who in pain. And you want these people to stay alive and they suffering every day. So you can feel better about yourself for going to see them. You know what I'm talking about? Now, see, like I said, man, I told y'all this Wednesday, man. It came in my mind last week when I was sitting right here that she was going to die. I'm thinking that it was going to happen Friday. So since she didn't pass Friday, I say, well, prayerfully, maybe later on down the line. And this man let me see this woman before she died. You know what I'm talking about? And for me to tell her I love her, and for her to tell me the same, and for her to tell her granddaughter that, and to get a hug and a kiss from her granddaughter, because I had told you, it was already in my mind, I'm going to take the baby with me. You know what I'm talking about? She gone the next morning. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing happened when my auntie died. He let me tell that woman that I loved her, and her to tell me the same, and then she died after that. And that's what I'd always told you before this even happened, man. If you got people and you care about them, love them, because you don't know when they're going to leave you. I've always told you that. I ain't just telling you this now because my mama died. I've been telling you this. You done heard me say this while she was sitting right there. You understand? And you have to keep that in mind. And if you would be merciful, he give you space to be able to do that. See, I say that so you don't be walking around here with no regrets. You know what I'm talking about? That ain't how you want to live your life. That ain't how you want to live. Because guess what, man? You want to be able that if you die, God forbid today, that your children will be able to say, man, my mama and my daddy died when I was such and such. But one thing I can say, they love me. You know what I'm talking about? You want them to be able to say that and not just say that because that's what people say. But say that because they wanted to be known. Oh, my mama loved me. My daddy loved me. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, man. You got to make sure you do that. So I pick up Dallas's patients. One of them sometimes wishes he could just take an eternal nap. He don't want to live. I mean, it's tough because you have to spend 3 days a week, 4 hours a day hooked up to a machine. And I'm telling you, it drains everything up out of it. Man, that was only the grace of the Lord that my mama was on dialysis for almost 20 years. That is not normal, especially at her age when she started. She was in her 50s. She was 50 years old on the head. My auntie on my daddy's side, her husband on dialysis, he didn't last that long. He been dead. Now, my brother feel like she killed him, but that's another conversation for another day because he feel like she killed our daddy. You know what I'm talking about? But that's just how he see it. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't fool with him. I told y'all about this before. When we was out there getting my daddy's funeral in order, and my brother said, hey, man, I need you to do such and such to handle my daddy affairs. She said, your daddy dead. He ain't got no affairs. And I said in my mind, I ain't got no auntie. I don't fool with you, ho. You know what I'm talking about? I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you. I don't want nothing from you. I don't fool with you. You know what I'm saying? Straight like that. I ain't have to say that to her face for you to say, this your brother, ho. And I say, ho, disrespectfully. I don't care that this your brother, ho. And you say he dead, he ain't got no affairs. Oh, I don't fool with you. I don't fool with you. I mean that for the depths of my soul, man. I don't fool with you. And for you to say that in front of his sons, I don't fool with you, man. Me and both my brothers sitting in here and she said that, man, I don't fool with you. I'm good on you. Didn't have the nerve to walk out at the funeral and then beat everybody to the cemetery like you care. You don't care about my daddy, ho. Like, yeah, man, get out my face, man. I don't fool with you. See, just because you related to people don't mean you got to fool with them. Drew said, I'm thankful I was able to watch a game with my dad the night before he passed. Bought him some food and got them joy. But praise you. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, because I think he knew his dad was sick. Boy, he was not anticipating my mama going. That wasn't no anticipation. That wasn't no, she in the hospital, she ain't getting out. She done been in the hospital about that fistula plenty of times. You know what I'm talking about? That wasn't nothing like, she ain't gonna make it out of this. Yeah, man, you got to be on guard. Especially, see, y'all young, man. You know what I'm saying? But then sometimes you don't be realizing like your parents ain't old, but they ain't young either. Because 68 is old, but it ain't old. She didn't hit the threshold yet. See, I had been thinking about that. I'm like, I hope she get to 70. But then I had to sit back and think about it. She get to 70. That's a long time on that dialysis, man. That's a long time. And I also mentioned that's why you need to take care of yourself. Because at the end of the day, my mama and daddy both died on the same day from the same thing. Their heart failed. And their hearts failed because they didn't take care of themselves. Now, my mama did a little better job, you know what I'm talking about, than my daddy did. My daddy didn't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? He like, nigga, he wants some donuts, nigga, get me some donuts. He ain't supposed to be eating no ribs, nigga, sneaking them ribs. He ain't care. You know what I'm talking about? And I told you, my daddy was bedridden, man. My brother took care of him, man. He really couldn't get around like that. But I will say that was wild that they both died on the same day. You know what I'm saying? My homeboy like, that's deep. That ain't no irony. I don't know about deep. I don't know about none of that. You know what I'm saying? My brother called me the other day, he said, man, that number 7 just stuck out to me. But they died 7 years apart on the same day. Because I ain't think about it and I happen to be looking. I'm like, damn, they died on the same day. That's amazing. Because I don't know too many times. I mean, parents dying on the same day of a particular child. Now, his other children from another one, she's still alive. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only one look like that nigga. They look like their mama. Dead serious. You seen my brother before. You seen Edward.
Nah, I don't remember what he looked like. I ain't gonna lie, he walked past me right now.
Yeah, he's supposed to come around. I'm supposed to call him back, but I ain't feel like talking. Come on. Where we at with it?
John 2.
We good with that. Where was that for that?
Isaiah 50.
We good with that. Come on back to we look at the blessings of the deep, right? And you're looking at the blessings of the grave. Give me that's what I wanted. Job 28. Tell me what verse 20 says. I say this here, man, because look at, man, death is a sad deal. There's no way around that. I'm not gonna tell you that I wasn't sad by watching my mama die. I think I told you this the other day. Out of 43 years of my life, I've only probably spent, and 5 of them years was me being incarcerated, not being under the same roof. Well, I'm accustomed to getting up and knowing that, oh, my mama over there. And most of the places that we stayed at after I turned 18, I was paying for. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like, oh, you live with your mama take care of you. Nigga, I'm paying for most of it. So that's gonna be a new way of living. You know what I'm saying? See, I'm accustomed to this nigga being in the room with that TV on, either laying down or on her phone. You know what I'm saying? I'm accustomed to getting her to wake up, this nigga jump up like the trumpet just blew. You know what I'm saying? I'm dead serious though. And to standing there knowing that I can call under you, but you're not finna answer me. You know what I'm saying? Or I can come under you, but you're not coming under me. You know what I'm saying? That's different. Because see, this 24 years since my auntie died when I was 18, that hit different. It hit different with my granddad. My grandma died when I was 6. It was a little different. I don't mention that because my mama believed that I was different after they died. I don't know. I don't believe so. I can't tell you that I may not be different after that. I can't tell you that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to tell you that. I ain't going to be like, oh, no, I'm going to be the same. I can't tell you that. I'm not even going to sit here and tell you that. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, I'm more self-aware. I know how to handle this because I done handled this before. I say my auntie, that's like my mother also. There was for me and my cousin, there was no difference. We were raised together. There's no difference. Like, oh, that's just your auntie. And that's not how we seen it. But guess what? When her mama died, guess who her mama became? My mama. Which was already like that with them anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why I wasn't finna go in there. I ain't want to see that. But my cousin wanted to go. I can't let her go in there by herself. You know how much of a coward that would make me to let her go in there by herself? It didn't matter if I didn't want to go. And it wasn't because I'm a faller. I don't want to see you in no bed dead like that. But I can't let you go in there by yourself. Then when Muffin say, I want to see my mama, because I'm finna go to the house. Ain't no need of me staying at this hospital. Stay up here for what? Muffin say, I want to see my mom. I can't let both of them go up there by themselves. Don't matter if I don't want to go. I can't let them go in there by themselves. Because I just already sat here and watched you die. So that's why I don't want to go in there. Go in there for what? I just sat here and watched you. But see, I mentioned this here because it doesn't matter if you don't want to do something. When you know it, people, you just can't be like, well, they can just go in there by themselves. I ain't going. You a buster. You're just going to have to suck that up and deal with it. Because guess what? They going to need some comfort. God damn it, be a man, nigga. Okay, it make you uncomfortable. So what? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And you can't think about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Nevertheless, let me see what I say. Say, yeah, when my mom died suddenly, my brother did a complete 1 day. I mean, it can affect you. You know what I'm saying? Now, I wasn't there when my auntie died. That's different if you're there and you see it. You know what I'm saying? However that go down. We done talked about that before. You see a nigga get killed. Like, I done seen people die before. I told you, I seen a nigga get hit on the motorcycle. I'm like, that nigga dead. But I ain't had no connection to you. I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? So seeing that death ain't replaying in my mind because I don't got no connection to you. You know what I'm saying? I was connected to this woman for 9 months. You know what I'm talking about? So that's different. Now, you see a nigga get his brains blowed out, whether you know him or not, that probably gonna affect you because that hit different. Watching hot lead hit flesh, whether you know him or not. I mention these things because we talked about this a few weeks ago about traumatizing events. You have to be self-aware. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you have to know. And one of the signs that you know you dealing with some type of PTSD, well, you can't sleep, you can't eat, you're anxious, you angry for no reason. You know what I'm talking about? You have to be aware of those things for yourself. And if you see that you operate like that, you need to go get some help. Because you might can't sort that out by yourself. You need to go get some help. You know what I'm saying? But you need to be aware, to be cognizant of yourself and say, okay, not wanting to talk initially is not a sign of PTSD. It's just I don't want to talk. You know what I'm saying? Most people know that. You're not being rude. Because, you know, and the people want to come and comfort you and this, that, there, and the third. But for the most part, people know, man, you think they just want to sit here and talk about that? Then, of course, most people say, shoot, I don't even know what to say. You ain't got to say nothing. All you just have to do is beat it. See, sometimes you feel like you got to say something. You don't have to say anything. Because if the person wants to talk, they'll talk to you. All you have to do is let it be known is, hey, man, I love you. That's all. That's the same way you dealing with somebody. If they're dealing with depression or this, that, and the third, you ain't got to try to. See, most of the time you feel like you got to make people talk. That's the worst thing to do. Don't never do that. I'm telling you that most of you got kids too. Don't try to make them talk. Because all they're going to do is clam up. You're going to make it worse. You know what I'm saying? You just need to know, boy, I'm here for you. If your kid got something going on, you see him say, son, I love you. You give him a hug. Yeah, if you want to talk about it, shoot, daddy over here, mama over here. And you just monitor them. You know what I'm saying? You watch to see any ebbs and flows and changes in their behavior, but you don't try to make them talk. You know what I'm saying? That's what people feel like. Just talk about it. If I want to talk about it, nigga, I would. Clearly, I don't want to. So why are you talking to me? Now, I'm not saying none of y'all did it, but a lot of people do that, though. You know, you just need to talk about it. How about you get the hell out my face?
No, that's true, though. My brother passed, wanted to like that. I'm like, I don't want to talk. I'm okay.
Yeah, leave me alone. If I want to talk, I talk. And 9 times out of 10, I'm going to go talk to my dad. I ain't going to talk to you. She said, saw my dad laying in that bed after he died. I didn't even say love you or anything. It hit like a world crashing down when the funeral. No, I feel you on that. They had already told me at the hospital I ain't have to be there. Just all I had to do was call them, give them the funeral home number, and call them. I ain't have to come down there, nothing. Because they didn't need me to ID the body. I was there. They already knew I knew who it was. I was the emergency contact, so I didn't have to do all that. And you know what's crazy? Before she died, it was an older black lady in there, and her son or whoever he was to her, whoever they people was, had to pass also. Because there's a room that they tell you could go in the ICU if your people died. And them people was in there before we went in there. So that means they had just had somebody pass. Because I know Misha had hit me up about that. She said, what about the wife? Well, it's a wives' tale. When people say, when a baby's born, somebody got to die. I'm like, no, people die every day. People get born every day. You know what I'm saying? But that's old black folk wives' tales right there. You know what I'm talking about? So guess what? A baby just was born as I'm talking. And somebody died as I'm talking. Somewhere in the world. You know what I'm saying? It's just with niggas, they feel like if somebody pregnant, somebody you know gonna die. I'm like, shoot, nigga, my sister had a lot of children. Ain't nobody we know that. Shoot, you done had a lot of children. Anybody died in all them children you done had? Baby came right on out of there, man. And the same funny looking niggas came out. Let me see that baby. No, nigga, you don't brush your teeth. You're breathing in my baby face. Come on, man. Where we at with it? We gonna get off here. We at 3 hours.
Job 28.
We'll stop. We'll deal with that tomorrow. Hallelujah for Yahushua in the word. I appreciate y'all time. I bless y'all the house of Elohim in the name of Yahushua. Yahuwah willing, man, we'll be back at it on tomorrow. You know, Pentecost next week. So be advised. I appreciate y'all, man. I bless y'all the house of Elohim in the name of Yahushua. I ain't hold you on here. It's after 12. Y'all willing, man. Till tomorrow. Okay, yeah, my uncle gonna pull. I ain't gonna tell him how early in the morning he gonna pull up around here. All right, Clubhouse.